Okay, start the recording. You guys talk real fast.
Real fast?
Real
like,
fast.
Really fast, I think I'm running.
Yeah, talk really fast. Really.
I do need to talk English at a regular speed.
Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and get started here. I'm gonna just fade this little guy out. Hello, everybody, and welcome to a special bonus episode of With Disadvantage. I'm your host and GM, Chev. Tonight we're going to do a Halloween one-shot special. And with me tonight is Rainbow, Bunsen, and Mirama. You may know them from Echoverse. They play Shenanigans or Razzmatazz, Lulu, and El Sacapunto. Tonight we are playing ourselves. And the scene, as it were, is we are all on a meetup. So, as a podcast group, most of us have not met each other in person. Who knows if we ever actually will? But if we did, I imagine it would be some sort of celebratory location. And Vegas is a good central point that a lot of us haven't been to. Who on here has been to Vegas?
Besides you?
Yeah, anybody? Anyone been to
I don't
Las
think any of
Vegas?
us.
I haven't been west of the Mississippi.
Oh, okay. Not even you, Rainbow?
No, I've been to
Okay.
casinos, but not that one.
All right.
By the way, for the month of October, it's Bun Spook Gyro. I'll have you know.
Bun Spook Gyro. All right. Okay, so to that end, then, we decided that we were all going to have a meetup, and we met in Vegas, and we all got cheap rooms because the trip was expensive. And the cheapest rooms are in an older hotel in Vegas called the Circus Circus. It's kind of a fun, family-friendly hotel. It's got a little bit of a theme park, an indoor theme park inside of it. There is still a casino and gambling and all sorts of stuff like that. But real quick, just to set the scene, if you guys have never seen Vegas, this is a shot of the strip. So this is what it
The
looks.
Vegas Strip Visual Assist.
Yeah. Damn it. All right, now you can't see it anymore. um, yeah. So this is what it looks like basically when you're out there at night.
Looks like it's impossible to sleep.
Yeah, well, I mean, Vegas doesn't sleep. That's the whole point. You can close. You guys can close that one now. I'm going to show you another one here. So, walking along the strip. This is kind of just to give you an idea of what it's like to walk there in person. So it's kind of touristy, but it's very pretty at night. Just all the lights and everything. It's also kind of gross if you're looking down at the ground. It's not a pretty sight on the ground. There are also. Go ahead.
The guy in the middle, next to like the guardrail, he has a very very large beard.
Yes, he does.
He's looking right at you, Bunsen.
He's like, "I'm coming for you, Bunsen."
Oh, I just noticed there's an M&M's guy on the very very far left.
So one of the things, Vegas is like very flashy and also very gross at the same time. And so one of the things that's interesting about it is it can be both a kind of family-friendly, wholesome atmosphere at times, and then at other times not so much. So, for example, my family would take us walking. We'd go walking down the strip, and we'd look at the fountains, and we'd see some of the shows on the side of the strip. Like, for example, the Treasure Island. I'm going to show you another. Whoa, this one's huge. Hold on. I'll shrink this down a little bit.
Should we close this one?
You can close that one, sure. So here's out in front of Treasure Island. So this is one of the family-friendly events. You could watch the pirate ships do battle, and they would do it at scheduled times throughout the day. I think they've actually changed it now to make it a little more risque. I think the ship on the far side over there is now like the Sirens ship. So it's like these sexy women come out and they command that ship. And it's this whole little play production that they put on. So it's kind of fun.
Did we get sponsored by the entirety of Las Vegas?
I wish.
Those guys standing in between those ships are pretty brave. You standing in between fire.
Yep. And so one of the differences, one of the dichotomies that's interesting in Vegas is you have stuff like that, but then as you're walking down the street, you kind of get to see a lot of the darker side of Vegas. There's a lot of homelessness, and there's a lot of how should I put this? There's a lot of dudes handing out cards for you to go find yourself an escort. And as you're walking down the street, they just kind of flip these cards at you. They just kind of flick them at you, and they put them in front of your face and stuff. And these cards are littered all over the street and stuff. And it's just got basically scantily clad women all littered all over the street on these cards. If you're drunk enough and you have friends, you can collect them.
All right.
I think I remember seeing like a documentary where like people were living like in the sewers, like in the underground in Vegas.
I have never heard that before. I'll take your word for it. Alright, so if you've never been inside of a casino, I just wanted to show you guys a little bit of the interior here. Let's see. Here is.
I know what casino looks like. I've played the Luigi card game in New Super Mario Bros.
Oh, jeez.
So here's a pretty good tip: never get drunk in a casino.
Oh yeah, duh.
Well, if you're gambling, if you're doing well and stuff, they'll well, not even doing well, but if you're sitting there at like a slot machines and stuff, the cocktail waitresses will come around and they will give you free alcohol,
I'm
basically
sorry.
because they
What tail?
cocktail waitresses. You know what a
Say
cocktail
that
is?
again.
Do you not know what a cocktail is?
No, for the first 2 times you said that, you said cocktail.
No, I did not. I think you heard what you
No.
wanted to hear.
Bunsen, finally we find out your true secret fetish.
No. Someone else vouched for me. It sounded like that.
Definitely
that's
did
right.
not
Okay,
say
you're into
cocktail.
girls. I get it.
Anyway, the cocktail waitresses will come around and offer you
You said
free.
it again.
Are
I'm
you
sorry.
done?
Bunsen.
I'm done.
Okay. So as you're playing, they'll bring you free drinks and stuff because the house wants you to stick around and lose all your money. So the longer they can get you to stick around and the more inebriated they can make you, the more likely you're going to make a mistake. Although with a slot machine, there's really no mistake. You just pull the lever. They just want you to stick around and keep putting money in it. So those are slot machines. There are also stuff like this is a high stakes poker room, so this one's nice and fancy. So here's a little peek of what that looks like. So those are kind of fun to watch. Let's see. What do I have? Any other ones here?
Right, looks for that. I'll tell you, it is high impossible to find a bathroom when you're drunk in a casino.
Yes, it is. Okay. Oh, here we go. Here's one more picture real quick just to kind of give you guys the setting when you're in a. And this is pretty universal for all casinos. The slot machines, the poker room, and then this is like the blackjack tables and the craps and other card tables and stuff like that. Well,
was about to
not
say-
craps. I think this is. Oh, that's roulette. Right there is roulette in front of you. You
That's
see the roulette
That's
wheel.
that's the table where you play to find out if you get crabs or not.
At first I thought this was like a dinner tables, and I was like, this is a very nice place to eat. It looks like.
Oh, Bunsen, you're so wholesome. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and jump ahead. We've all made it to Vegas safely, and we are all meeting up. We decided to meet up in front of the Circus where we have rooms, and just kind of go do a little bit of light gambling, some drinking, and just hang out together. And to that end, let's see here. One of these is the one I want. Okay, so I'm going to open this one and this one. Okay, so first I'm going to open these ones. You guys can close all the other ones
Alright.
for now. And I'm going to go ahead and draw a box here. Enter mask mode. There we go. Okay, so this is the front of the Circus Hotel and Casino. And then I'm going to show you one more map.
Is this a real
You guys
place,
can keep
or-
these ones open. Yes, this is a real place.
So this is where we got sponsored.
All right, so you guys should be able to. Let me make sure your views are synced with mine. You should be able to see on both of these maps now the front entrance to the. So the one I'm giving you, one's like more of a top-down map, and one's kind of a 3D map. Can you guys see that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. I have one more thing to set the scene here. Where did it go? Nope. Nope. Oh shit. I accidentally unshared that one. There we go. That's the one. Alright, here's another little image to set the scene of kind of how kind of how a little bit run down and creepy this one is. It's at the end of the strip, and it's an older hotel and casino, and so it kind of stands out like a sore thumb from the rest of them. It desperately needs an update, or at least it did the last time I was there. Maybe it's had one since. And
Did I drive in here?
yeah, so I think we all took a cab into the casino. So you didn't drive, but you rode a cab in, or an Uber or something like that. I'll let you guys decide how you got to the casino from the airport. The airport is at the southern end of the strip, and the Circus is at the northern end of the strip.
I'm gonna tell you right now. As soon as I saw this clown, I chucked my bottle at it.
All right, so you were drinking and driving, and you threw a bottle. Okay. Let's see. There is. I had one for the inside. Night visual assist. Oh, here's another one of those images, and that one's at night. You can see that a little how it looks like at night, in case you were curious. Here's the one I wanted. So as you walk in, as we all walk inside, we greet each other, and I've been waiting for you guys because I kind of planned the whole thing. You know, you guys are all have all been friends with me at some point, and so I wanted to make sure I was there first, so that you guys didn't have any awkwardness or whatever, and I could kind of facilitate the introductions. And so as you guys walk in to the casino, let me get tokens on the board here. I immediately come up to greet you guys. So Mirima, you walk in first, and immediately I start running across the casino. Mirima, and you see me coming.
Oh, and I open my arms up real big and I run towards you and I say, Shev!
I'm so excited to see you. It's the first time we've been in person.
So I run up and I give you a big hug.
And I reciprocate. As we're doing this, Rainbow, you immediately walk in and spot us embracing, and you are free to act.
I went up to enjoying the hug and I said, "Guys, did you see that stupid clown outside?"
Yes, Rainbow, I saw the stupid clown. How are you? How was your flight?
It was all right.
That's good.
They told me not to fly there again.
That's good. Have you guys seen Bunsen anywhere?
No.
Look around. And
Where's the nearest pizza place? Is there a pizza place in here?
God damn it.
I
I hate it, but you're right.
and sure enough, as we look around across the casino, we spot that there is a casino or a pizza place across the main casino floor, and so I point this out to everybody, and I start heading that direction. Come on, guys! I know where Bunsen is.
all right, I follow.
As we approach, you can see that Bunsen is clearly waiting in line to get a pizza, and I'm hungry, so I immediately walk up and Bunsen, you're ordering us pizza. Way to think ahead.
Yeah, I'm gonna need you guys to help foot the bill though.
I go to give Bunsen a high five.
I reciprocate the high five.
Sweet.
I
I
immediately
grab the bill and I flip it.
I immediately go to the front of the line, basically in front of you, and I pay for a couple pizzas for all of us, and then we can find a place to sit.
I'm gonna store one pizza in my bag of holding.
You're gonna fold it up like a calzone.
I'm kidding. I'm just kidding.
All right, give me 1 second here to. Oh, what am I doing? There we go.
This isn't like Dave and Buster's.
Yeah, so the sounds you're hearing in the background, that's kind of the ambient sounds of a casino at that little that's the slot machines going crazy.
Yeah, I wish they had more games like Dave and Buster's.
Like
Yeah, so-
Speedball?
So the evening
Not gambling games.
So the evening is just barely starting to get dark. It was light when we came in, kind of like that picture where you saw the creepy statue. It was kind of just dusk. And so outside, it's slowly, as we're eating and chatting, it's slowly starting to get darker and darker outside. I'm telling you guys I start to tell you guys about the casino, about Vegas, and I've been here quite a few times, and since you guys haven't been there, I decided to tell you some of my favorite parts. The Circus is not my favorite part. There's lots of cooler things to do on the strip, but the Circus is fun. There's plenty to do. And if we keep going over to the west here, you guys, there's a big, giant indoor theme park, which is kind of fun. So I know, Bunsen, I know you don't drink and probably don't gamble, so I thought this would be a good place. Oh, hey,
I'm
look,
trying to think.
I just made up that there was a pizzeria right here, but there totally is. Look at that.
I mean, it's kind of a staple of American places.
I just think that's
But like,
hilarious.
I'm trying to think. I might gamble, but have a very strict budget.
That's
If
the
I go
way you
below
gotta
that
do
budget,
it.
I just cut it out. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the way you gotta do it. Whenever, if you want to gamble in Vegas, just go with a set budget. The bigger the budget, obviously, the longer you can have fun. But if you can just like save up $1,000 and go to Vegas, that's plenty to
Oof.
have lots of fun for a long time.
I was thinking 50. Like,
Oh
oof,
man,
I don't think
you'll sink at least $500 of money if you want to go gambling. I think. Otherwise, it's just kind of like I guess you could go play the penny slots or something, or maybe a
Yeah.
super low buy-in poker game.
So
One of the
Pass.
what I think you're not counting on is when he says 1,000. He's not saying gamble the whole 1,000. That can be for other things.
oh, I was actually
Oh,
thinking a whole
shows.
1,000 for gambling, but.
Yeah, I think you trust the person who's been to Vegas already.
If you play it right, you can make it last, and you won't. Like you have to go in knowing you're going to spend it all, and you're going there to have a good time with the chance of making some money instead. But never. So if you start to make money, never go below your budget. So if you lose it all again, you go back to zero. Just stop. You went.
Right.
You expected to lose it. You lost it. It's over. But yeah, one of the things we could do is we could go find one of the budget things we can do here is if you want to gamble is we could go find a poker tournament, and we could buy our way in. So $50 will get you far on that because you just pay the $50 up front, and then you see how long you last in the tournament. That could be a whole night if you guys want to do that.
I have a
Yeah.
question. Have we had a chance to check into our rooms yet?
No, I guess we could do that first. You guys want to do that?
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
wanna do
then
that
maybe
first.
later we can find some like Russian roulette.
Russian roulette. I'm pretty sure they don't have that here, Rainbow.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to pass on the poker tournament. Last time I tried to enter one of those, it didn't turn out to be Pokemon.
You could be
Okay.
my cheerleader.
All right, so
Okay,
I'm
I also
gonna.
don't actually know how to play poker.
Oh, I could teach you. Let's go check into our room first, and let's see. So I got myself a room, and then I got 2 beds, so there's plenty of room for we could all stay together, or we could get separate rooms. What would you guys have done?
I'll share a room with you.
Okay,
Yeah, I think that there's a room with you.
Yeah.
okay. All right, so we're all just gonna, by the time we get back to our room, we're probably gonna be drunk and crash anyway. So who
Except
really
me.
cares? Except for Bunsen. Bunsen will be drunk on pizza.
Bunsen can babysit us.
Oh boy. I hope
All
I'm
right,
getting paid for this baby.
I'm actually going to just reveal the whole map on this other one here, the exterior, because you can see it all from the outside. And then I'm going to just move our tokens over. So we go up to the front desk here. Can you guys see this other map?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay. So we go up to the front desk, and they kind of direct us to go head back through the casino towards the west. So if you're looking straight back the casino, that's to the west. North would be to the right on that map. And so she directs us to go through the casino all the way to the back and take the elevators up, and there are several towers with lots of rooms in them. She gives us one on the very top floor. Since we decided to all get a room together, we end up getting a suite. And so as we go through
Sweet.
the sounds of the casino fade a little bit. They're still always there when you're in a casino. They're always there in the background, but as we walk away, it's not as big of a
Deafening.
deal. Yeah, not as deafening. Exactly.
I might have
Alright.
to wear earplugs while I'm here.
Yeah.
I have pretty sensitive hearing.
Do you?
Yeah, a little bit.
All right, so I lead the way. I assume you guys are all following me. We make our way
Yep.
up to the room. Pretty uneventful. The whole place is pretty empty because everyone's down on the main floor. We pass a few people headed to their rooms and stuff, but the hallways for the most part are empty. You guys can see that the carpet is like this kind of. It's got clowns on it, but the carpet looks like it could probably use at least a wash, if not replacement. It's kind of coming up in the corners. This place is pretty old. You see that some of the wall outlets have like these really old, faded outlet plates. This whole place just kind of looks like it's 30 years out in dire need of a big makeover.
Looks unsanitary.
Yeah, so as we get up to the top where our room is, we are not hearing any more gambling. They don't have any slots or anything like that. It's just your standard hotel as you get deeper in, other than the fact that it's all themed with the circus theme. Yeah, so we go into the room. You guys see it's a pretty nice suite we have. You can see out across the strip. Some of those views that I showed you earlier. We're able to see all the cool lights and look out over the strip. It's pretty neat looking. We are on kind of this. Let's see. Let me move the tokens here. So we're kind of on that side here, and we can look out and see this direction off onto the strip.
Neat.
Yeah. So I go ahead and I throw my bag up on the desk that the hotel room has, and then I kind of just throw myself on the bed and just let out a ugh. Oh, what a trip. Do you guys do
I set
anything?
my bag down next to one of the dressers and I flop down on the bed, belly down, and I just bury my head in a pillow.
I sit on a chair.
Okay.
I take off my bag, lay down on the bed, take out my Switch.
All right, and then after a few minutes, I get up. I go have some pizza and just kind of sit there, flick on the TV, turn on the local news because it's always fun when I go to Vegas. I like to turn on the local news because it's just different. It's fun to hear the news in a busy town like a busy city like Vegas because it's just so different than anything I experience at home. Do you guys do anything? Suggest anything?
But
Or
what time is it now?
so it's getting kind of late. It's probably about 7 o'clock. It's getting darker. It's not super late, but it's getting into the evening now.
I've pulled up and I try to show you guys a cool Smash Ultimate replay that happened.
All right, we all pile around Bunsen and watch his replay.
I'm gonna sit on the bed and I'm gonna say, so what's there to do? Can we go see a show or something? Or
Yeah, so I kind of figured, since Bunsen, if you want to gamble, we should probably go find a poker tournament. I think that's the best. And if you want to do that, I can teach you how to play. Do you want to learn how to play?
Not while there's money on the line.
Well, so you buy into the tournament, and that's money lost. That's it. You just pay to be in the tournament, and then from then on, you start out with a pool of chips, and then you either get knocked out early and win nothing, or you stay in the game until enough people have been knocked out that you're in like the top 10, and at that point you start to win a little bit of prize money. So at first you might win like a third or half of your buy-in back. If you make it even deeper in the tournament, you might win your whole buy-in back, and then if you make it, to like the top 3, you're gonna make money. But it's mostly for fun. I've never actually made money. I usually get knocked out, somewhere halfway through.
Well, that sounds financially irresponsible.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. I'm just kidding.
Well, it
Actually
is.
does, because you ever played the other poker?
Yeah, because if you want to go do like a sit down, like a sit and go, basically where you just go to an open table and buy in, then you can sit there and gamble your money away as long as you want, and it's real money that the chips represent in the pot. A tournament is better because you just pay a fee to buy in, and you can just think of that as like a fee to get into a theme park or something. It's not like you're gambling with that money.
all right, Bunsen, I think that you might be some kind of crazy poker savant underneath of it all, so I will buy you in if you'll come play a tournament with us.
Are we
Sounds
talking
good to
about
me.
normal poker or are we talking about Texas Hold'em?
It'll be Texas Hold'em.
I'm fine with that.
I'll take you up on your offer, Miramar. I'll
Sweet.
feel slightly guilty that you're paying for me, but you offered.
All right, so before we leave, then I reach into my bag and I pull out a deck of cards, and I proceed to teach you how to play Texas Hold'em. It's pretty easy. Uh, you just you get dealt 2 cards. Those are the cards that are in the hole. Basically, they call those hole cards. And so Do you know poker hands at least, like full house and
Wait a
straight and
second.
stuff?
I have played this before. Poker Night at the Inventory on Steam.
All right.
I remember, you know what? I remember I only managed to win this one hand once where basically, so in the game, you can unlock items for Team Fortress 2 by winning a certain hand sometimes. I only won one of those things because I didn't realize I had a bad hand, so I accidentally bluffed the shit out of my opponents.
Yeah, exactly. If you can keep them guessing and not know what you have, then your bets can be your hand. Basically, that's called bluffing. That's right. Do you need me to explain any more, or do you want to go try your hand at the tournament?
I would want a reference for the hands.
Okay. When we get there, I'll pull it up on my phone, and I'll just help you as we go. We'll sit next to each other.
All right.
It'll be a
So
casual
while you're
tournament.
explaining that, I ordered a bunch in a present for the morning, a morning pizza
Breakfast pizza.
delivered.
I eat normal breakfast, weirdos. I'm a college student, not a pizza monster.
Yeah, for the breakfast, he puts pineapple on his pizza.
No, I never do that.
You don't like pineapple on your pizza? What's the matter with
No
you?
human being does.
Yes,
I guess
I'm a
I'm
human being.
human.
Yeah. Pineapple is
Pineapple
the
and white
best.
sauce. It's so
Oh,
good.
so
Pineapple
good.
is the best.
I won't change the subject.
I
All
need
right,
an adult.
all right. GIF versus GIF.
GIF.
Were you born in the 90s, you heathen?
That's the official pronunciation from the creator of the file format.
He was wrong. I mean, the creator can still be wrong. Look at God.
How do you pronounce
Look at
the
God.
animal? How do you pronounce the name of the animal with a long neck?
Shut up is how I pronounce it.
You call it a giraffe? I didn't think so.
That's too funny. All right, so we make our way out into the hallway. Already, the awkwardness is subsiding. We're getting used to each other's banter, just like we do on the show. And we're making our way down the hall, and you notice it's kind of chilly all of a sudden. It's a little cold up here. I don't really seem to notice it too much, and so I don't really say anything.
I'm from
But
Michigan. I'm from Michigan. I can handle it.
I would
okay,
definitely say something though, because I do not like to be cold.
okay, go ahead and say something then.
Uh, let's see. So it was. I imagine it was really warm when we came in the building, right?
Yes. Yeah,
So
it
I
was pretty
wouldn't
warm,
have-
and the weather is super warm too, because it's summer still during this meetup, and so it's pretty warm outside. Warm night.
Okay, so I'm gonna rub my arms and say I gotta go get my jacket. It got cold here all of a sudden.
Yeah, it is kind of cold, isn't it? When we came in here, it was like 80 something.
Does it usually get this cold all of a sudden around here?
Vegas can get pretty cold, especially if it has a windy night. But unless the weather's changed drastically outside, it was warm before we came in.
Can we see outside from windows here?
Yeah, so we would walk up to the windows, but it's dark now, so all you see is Vegas lights everywhere. It doesn't. It's a clear night sky, so there's definitely no no storm or anything like that. Whether the overall temperature dropped, though, we can't tell just from the window.
Hmm.
I
Uh,
grab one of my light jackets out of the bag.
Okay. All right, and then I go to my bag and I realize I didn't bring a jacket because I didn't expect it to be cold, and so I just suck it up and continue down the hall. As we proceed down the hall, we see basically this Mirama, you see this little girl at the end of the hall as she kind of just peeks her head around the corner and looks at you, and then runs out of sight down the hall, giggling.
I tap your arm to get your attention and I say, "Oh, did you see the little girl?"
And I look up and I don't see anything, and I just turn back to you and I said, "No, what was she doing something?"
Oh, it's just there was a little girl at the end of the hall. She was really cute. She was giggling and ran off.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, maybe she's headed down to the theme park. In fact, let's go wherever she went because I kind of forgot where the elevator is.
Okay, and I point to where I saw her go towards.
Okay.
Maybe she just came back up here to get some more money to gamble away.
I don't think kids can gamble.
All right, so as we head down the corridor, you suddenly get a chill, Bunsen, and you hear a sound.
Nope. I'm gonna literally say nope and turn around.
I stop and I turn. Bunsen, what's wrong, dude?
Yeah, I stopped dead in my tracks and I turned to look at him. And I go, nope, what?
I heard something. I don't like it.
Oh, you
Heard
found
what?
Pizza?
I didn't hear anything.
I heard a spook.
A spook?
A spook.
Yep. Then I had a
You mean a
chill.
Spock?
I felt a chill too, and I'm from Michigan, so that's very unnatural.
You mean you heard Spock?
No, I did not hear Spock.
I look around the hallway that we're in and I say, I mean, this place is pretty old. You probably just heard like an air vent or something like that.
Yeah, this place kind of has, it's old. I wouldn't be surprised if you're hearing it creak and crap like that. These probably one of those old air duct systems too. Probably sound echoes throughout it.
And I pull my
I wouldn't worry
jacket
about it
tighter
too
around
much.
me and I say, that's probably why it's so damn cold in here.
Yeah, and then as we're saying that, Rainbow, you're looking around as I'm describing the vents, and you find actually one of these like cold air return vents on the wall, and you kind of put your ear up to it, and you hear faintly through in the vent.
I look at
You just kind of hear someone almost like they're stuck in there, like ooh, like help.
Well, I turned around you guys. It sounds like someone's having a kinky time in their rooms.
I got up and I tried to listen.
You put your ear up to it, and you hear the same thing. It just keeps going.
I take a step back and I look at Rainbow and I say, that doesn't sound like a fun time. I motioned for you, Chev, to come over and listen to this vent.
Well, so I'm like trying to direct Bunsen back. Like, are you okay, man? Can we go? Can we continue?
I'm successfully directed back.
All right. Okay. What do you guys see? What do you find?
I point up to the vent and I say, listen to the sound coming out of there. Does that sound crazy?
Yeah. I think I have to agree with Rainbow. I think someone's having a good time, and the echo is just making it sound creepy.
Yeah, I don't know. That's like the most messed up water heater sound I think I've ever heard. Anyway, let's keep going.
Bunsen, do you try to listen?
Yeah, I definitely did listen, and I sat back and like, now listen.
No, so you walk up and you listen, and you hear that, but you also hear another sound.
Okay, so listen, guys. I've never been afraid of clowns. I don't want to start. Do you guys want to head back to the room?
You guys want to head back to the room already? It's just
Wait,
air vents, man.
You're getting afraid of clowns? Come on, this place isn't that bad.
I heard something like a balloon tying.
Balloon tying?
Someone's
Maybe
having
it
a kinky
was.
time down there.
Maybe it was something kind of kinky.
I laugh and I go put my ear out to the vent again, and I don't hear anything anymore.
Do you tell us that?
Yeah, I turn around. I was like, I don't hear anything. I don't even hear the moaning anymore. Sounds like they
must
finished up.
Yeah.
Well, I say they might have heard us through the vent too. We should probably keep going. Let's go get downstairs.
Yeah, let's go to the elevator and go downstairs.
Okay. So we go to head around that corner. And as we round the corner, I suddenly spot the same little girl peeking from another corner down the hallway, and she just kind of goes hee hee, and then she disappears around the corner. I was like, I think I just saw that little girl. I think she's trolling us.
You think she's headed towards the elevator?
I hope so. At this point, I'm not sure. I thought I knew where we were going, but suddenly I'm turned around.
I'm looking around for a sign that, how sometimes they'll point towards like elevator or something like that.
And besides, Bunsen, I mean, how many clowns have you seen so far that were real clowns?
Roll me an investigation check, Mirama, and that's just everything is just gonna be a raw d20.
Okay. So just straight up D20 out to do the sheet stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, sweet.
Nice. All right, so you suddenly realize we were going completely the wrong way, and you back up and you look down another corridor and you see a sign that just says elevators, and it points to the right and down at a fork in the hallway.
I tap you on the shoulder and I point at the signs.
Oh, okay. So I back up and I look. Oh, thank goodness. All right. So I start to head down that hallway towards the elevator sign. And then as we get close, we get to the sign and we turn right, and we look down the hallway. The hallway seems to go on almost indefinitely, and I don't see any elevators, just more rooms. So we just keep walking. Does anyone try to stop it? The hallway keeps forking off to the or teeing off, I guess, to the left and right periodically. More rooms down each of the hallways. It's getting more and more confusing and more hard to keep track of where we are in this area.
I'm gonna turn around and start walking backwards.
Okay, so
As in like I'm walking backwards, still going with you guys. I'm just literally backwards.
oh, okay, so you're keeping pace with us, but facing behind you.
Do we remember what our room number was?
Yeah, it was 326.
I'm gonna glance at the room numbers as we're walking by.
Okay, so the room numbers you suddenly notice are not making any sense. In fact, you know how usually room numbers they start with the floor number. So like the fourth floor will have 400s, fifth floor 500s, that kind of stuff. You notice they're mixed up. You pass 286, and then the next one you pass is 431, and the next one you pass is 529, and they just seem to be all jumbled and random. And
well, the second that I realize that they're not in sequence, I stop and I walk back towards the other one to see if I'm seeing the correct numbers.
Walk back towards what? Sorry.
So so I see the first number 286, and then when I see the next set of numbers and I realize that it's not in sequence, I stop where I am and I walk back to the first door to double check the number to see if it's if I saw the right thing.
So you're checking 286 to see if it still says 286?
Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
So I yell, I say, guys, are the numbers supposed to be all crazy like this?
So I'd look around and I notice the same thing. I see the same thing you do. The numbers are all jumbled. I was like, and I kind of shrug and I just say, well, this place is old. Maybe they were just stupid and didn't really put the numbers in any sort of sensical order. I don't know. Does the sign say like what numbers to expect here? Is there like a map they were supposed to give us? It seems like we found our way to our room pretty easily.
I look at the number to make sure it's not like tampered with.
Okay, go ahead and roll me an investigation check. 9. Okay, so you're messing with the nameplate, and the nameplate kind of peels off the door a little bit, and you kind of see some old glue holding it there, but it doesn't completely come off the door. But you push it back so it doesn't fall off, and it looks like it hasn't been tampered with. It just looks old, like the number's been on there a long time.
I don't know that.
Well, it said elevators this way. Let's just trust the sign for now and keep going. We got to hit a dead end at some point, right? There's usually stairwells at the end. So let's
Have we been walking in a big circle this whole time?
I don't think so.
I'm going to say that in character. Like, have we been walking in a big circle? Because it feels like we're really going nowhere. We've been walking around this place for like 15, 20 minutes now, it feels.
Yeah, let's just keep going because we got it. Like I said, we got to hit the end. There's got to be at least a stairwell. So as we keep going, suddenly the lights start going out very far ahead of us, and they slowly start going out, like getting closer to us.
I am finally frustrated. I put my hands up. I say, come on.
I asked Bunsen to go check it out for us.
This is pretty ridiculous. So as the lights go out, every so often one of the lights it turns out to be an emergency light, and so it kind of comes on with a kind of a red hue. You know, if you ever see lights go out, there's like a battery powered red hue light because they last a lot longer. And so the corridor now has just this red glow as these red emergency lights light the hallway. You do notice that the door handles, they have the little key card scanners. You scan your key card to get into the room. Those lights are still on, so it's just the lights overhead. So it seems like there's power still to these rooms at least.
I'm going to pull out my cell phone and attempt to call the front desk.
Okay. You pull out your cell phone, and as you open up the screen, you see that you have no signal.
And then I say, figures.
And
I'm gonna try to knock on the door that we're next to.
I follow suit and I pull out my iPhone and I look and I have one bar of 1x, and so I start to try to make a call, but it just keeps dropping. But it looks like I have at least some signal, and so I pull up my my text messages and I try to text my wife. I try to text Nikki and I just say, are you getting this? And then after a few minutes of it saying sending, it finally says delivered. And then a few minutes more after the delivered, I finally get a response that says, yeah, what's up? Are you guys having fun? And I just reply, I said, can you call the front desk of Circus Circus and ask why the power is out on the 4th floor? Or wait, what room did I say we were at? 326, the 3rd floor. We're trying to find the elevators, and the room numbers are all messed up, and we can't get out of here. So I do as best I can to say that in a text message, SMS text, and then I hit send, and after a few minutes it says delivered, but I don't get anything back yet.
I want to try and knock on a door that we're nearby.
Okay. Excuse me. All right, so you walk up. There's one door. It says 639.
Okay.
And you knock. Okay. Go ahead and roll a performance check for me.
Okay. I almost went to my skill sheet by instinct.
One.
Oh, great.
All right. So you knock on the door, and immediately the number sign falls off the door and lands on the floor, and you just see like this old dusty glue. It's like dry because it's so old. And then the numbers are just on the floor now, and it spooks you, and you don't actually knock very hard because of it. You're just like, oh, what?
Crusty.
After watching you try to knock on the door and then get surprised by the number falling off, I walk up and I knock on the door as well, and I just kind of knock quietly to see if anyone answers. I don't want to startle anyone. Nothing seems to happen. I just kind of shrug.
I knock on the door like I'm the FBI.
Okay. All right. So you go ahead and you knock super hard on the door, and FBI, open up. And nothing. You don't hear anything. There's no sound coming from inside.
I'm going to put my ear up to the door. I'm not going to knock on it. I just want to listen to see if I hear anything.
Okay. Make a perception check.
Oh, perceptive.
All right. So you listen, and you hear a very, very faint sound, and it starts to get slowly louder and louder. And then you realize it's not coming from behind the door, and we're all hearing it, and it's echoing down the dark hallways.
I say, this place has the shittiest water pipes.
The sound continues. Seems to not. It kind of hit a peak, like it's not getting any louder, but it just seemed to keep continuing.
So I kind of I run my hands through my hair because I'm frustrated. You know how somebody like puts their hands on top of their head, and I say, well, if there's power out, maybe we should find the stairs. And I look around to see if there's a sign for stairs.
So you look around and you see a faint green light at the end of the hallway where we were headed.
I point at the green light and I say, there, let's go that way.
Okay. So as we get closer, you see that it's clearly an exit sign lit up green. And the exit sign is just pointed to the left, and there's a big door right there with a big one of those big push bar handles. And it's got that little rectangular glass, little window in it.
I shove my way as best I can through that door.
As soon as you open the door, you hear.
I stop where I am. And I
Did
looked
I?
to see if you guys heard that too.
Did I
Yeah.
accidentally drink?
I'm sorry,
I
Benson. I accidentally put some acid in your drink.
I haven't drank
Oh.
anything, and I'm hearing this shit too. This is a, and I'm not the type. I'm a skeptic. I don't believe in supernatural crap. So, but this is definitely testing me. Like
I-
what is
yeah, and
happening here? How are these numbers so jumbled? None of this makes any sense. We found our
Chef,
way
I
to
look
our
at you,
room.
And I say, what the fuck was in that pizza?
I think for a minute, like, I didn't bring anything. If somebody put something in our pizza, they did it without my knowledge. Weed is legal here. Maybe somebody played a joke on us.
I don't feel very high.
I
I
don't
just feel
either.
very uncomfortable.
And we're having a shared experience, although that sometimes happens when you're high with people together.
I'm
Sure,
gonna
Well-
take out my phone.
Pull out a joint that I bought earlier and I just light up.
With holding on it too, damn.
Yeah, jeez.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a step away so I get away from the smoke.
Alright, what do I see through that door that I just opened?
So it's a dark stairwell, barely lit by another red emergency light. And as you start to take a step toward the stairs to head down, you hear another sound
I'm gonna
echoing
take
through
out
the
my
stairwell.
I'm gonna take out my phone and look through the camera lens of my phone.
Oh, okay. All right, so you pull out your phone, and your phone does not have any light really to go off of except for this red light, so you barely see anything.
I can turn on the light on the phone itself, I believe.
Okay, you do that then.
Yeah.
All right, so you light up the corridor here. Your your display shows that your battery is already half depleted. So now that you got the flashlight on and your display on, that's probably gonna start going down a lot faster.
Yeah, my phone does that, but it always lies. It goes from 90 to 50 in like an hour.
All right, so you light up the way, and it makes it definitely easier to go as it's not as creepy since you can light up
Well,
things. But
I'm looking to see if while I look through the camera on my phone if I see anything different.
oh yeah, no, you're not seeing anything different. It looks
Okay, then after a little while, I turn the light off and turn off my phone and put it back in my pocket.
I look at Bunsen and say, you should stop freaking out. It's probably just somebody having a party.
I look down the stairwell a little bit from just kind of where the noise seemed to come from, and I say, I don't think I like clowns very much anymore either.
So I finally get my bearings back, and I'm like, all right, guys, either this is a practical joke, or someone spiked our pizza, or something, but there's clearly no such thing as ghosts. I've never seen any evidence of anything supernatural. I think we just
I
keep
look
going
at
down the
you,
stairs.
And I say, who said anything about ghosts? I'm talking weird water pipes. This place is a piece of shit.
And I'm just like, well, I don't know. I just, this is all definitely very creepy, so.
Well, I know one thing for sure. I'm going to try to make my way downstairs because at least there's gambling down there and probably less creepier down there than it is up here.
Yeah, I'm gonna go down too.
Same.
All right, so as we keep going down the stairs, we make it to the next floor, and there's another door there, and there's a little sign next to it that just says floor 6.
6. Weren't we on the 3rd floor?
That's what I thought. Thought we were on the 3rd floor. Wait, we were pretty high. Maybe they're counting down. Maybe that's why we're confused. Maybe the 1st floor is the top?
Oh, maybe.
Listen, I didn't get into linear algebra last semester, but I'm pretty sure I know my math, and that's not how numbers work with buildings usually.
Well, this building's old, and look at we already know the room numbers weren't ordered properly.
Yeah,
Maybe
I'm
the
saying
person
that
who
doesn't
built
make
this
any
place?
sense.
Maybe the person that built this place didn't take any math classes.
So suddenly, as we're talking, my phone beeps, and I pull it out, and I have a text back from my wife, and it just says, I can't get a hold of anyone.
Mm-hmm.
And then right as I'm reading that out to you guys, my wife says, I said my wife can't get a hold of anybody. She's trying to call the front desk, and she can't find anyone.
Oh, it's not that funny, Bunsen.
That's not me.
So we all heard that as it kind of just almost like scuffled by us, and we're all frantically looking around. It sounds like it's right next to us, right at our feet, and then it kind of just disappears.
I yell
I'm
as
like,
loud
what
as I
the
can. Hey!
fuck was that?
Hey!
Who's playing a practical? One of you guys is in on this. I give up. You guys got me.
I look at you, Chev, and I say, you were here before any of us.
And what's your point?
Well, I mean, you would have had opportunity to set something crazy up.
You think I turned off all the lights in the hotel and led us on a wild goose chase through all these corridors?
You're the one that mentioned it was a joke by somebody. I mean, could any of us have done that?
I don't know. I've never met you guys before, except in the podcast.
I want to look around for a second, see if there's anything weapon-like in the immediate vicinity.
I mean, as far as makeshift weapons go, not really, unless you could like loosen the metal handrail that's going down the stairwell.
I'm gonna try to like slam down my fist on the rail.
Okay. Roll me a strength check.
Realistically, this would be with disadvantage
Why?
because I'm weak.
Oh. Wow, Bunsen. I'm weak. All right,
Now
so
we just need like 3 people to roll 3s.
so you slam your fist down on the railing, and it kind of creaks, and then 2 screws pop out of the little what's the word I'm looking for? The little whatever, the little mount piece that's holding it to the wall. The screws pop out of the drywall. It was clearly screwed into the drywall and not into a stud. And the railing comes crashing down onto the stairwell. It's attached at the other end, but the part you hit just popped right out of the wall.
All right, I want to go down to the other end and take it out as well. Is this like a portion that's like wieldable, or is it too big?
So
like
it actually comes apart midway through, and so that you could take that part out, and it's wieldable. The other end seems to be screwed into a stud like it's supposed to be.
If you need help, I'm a big, strong lady, and I could pull that out for you. I could probably rip that shit right out the wall.
So right as you pull this handrail down, you hear the same sound again. And it disappears down.
Listen, I don't believe in the supernatural, but I'm not gonna just be laughed at by some creep.
Chev, your phone's ringing.
Oh, sorry. Okay, I pull my phone out of my pocket, and I have another text message just from my wife. It just says, "You okay?" I got a reply, and I say, "I think so, but we definitely are lost." And I hit send, and it just keeps saying sending, 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 and I wait a few minutes, and it just never says delivered.
How do I already have this handrail rod in my hands?
Yeah, you do.
Okay, how big is it?
Probably if you were to stand it on its end, it would come up to your shoulders. But it's pretty light. It's like like kind of an aluminum type feel to it. It's pretty lightweight.
Yeah, I'm holding it like a big old 2-hand sword.
Okay. Sounds good.
All right, I'm going to start walking down the stairs a little bit more,
I am too.
and I'm going to look at the signs for the floors as we go down.
Okay. All right, so we go down to the next floor, and the next floor says floor 7. And it says, I told you, it's counting upward as we go down.
I
And
say, all right, we're building.
I point at Bunsen, like told you so.
I've never been in a building that does this.
Well, neither have I.
Well, how many clown buildings have you been into?
How many clown buildings have you been into?
Just this one?
Probably more than you.
Yeah, I was gonna guess.
I don't know. I did go to Washington, D.C. one time and go in the Capitol building, but that's a whole nother thing.
All right, so there's another one of those cold air return vents that's on the wall, and it needs cleaned. It's got dust on, if you never clean a vent, it just gets dusty at the vent exit. And as we walk by it, we all hear again.
Boy, those guys are really going at it.
All right, and so I stop immediately, and I'm just like, okay, there's clearly something coming from these vents. Is you think something? Do you think the place is being robbed?
I'm gonna knock the vent with my rod.
Okay, you hit the vent with your rod. Go ahead and roll a strength check.
Okay. Natural 20.
Nice.
Oh,
All right,
shit.
so you hit it, and immediately you cave in the vent. It pulls all four corners that are screwed into the wall. It pulls right out of the studs, and this vent thing falls onto the floor with some drywall dust and everything. You kind of cough a little bit as the drywall dust fills the air around us. And then in the vent, you just kind of see this very faint glow, like this yellow glow. Like there's a light somewhere way down in the vent somewhere. And again, you just hear the same sounds.
Anyone have a drone?
Oh yeah, I carry one in my purse. No.
Yeah, let me get out my portable drone that I keep with me when we're at Vegas
Oh,
casinos.
I thought you
Oh.
said drum.
I have an idea. I take out I reach in my purse and I take out like I carry these little like hard candies in there. And
Okay.
I take one of the hard candies and I throw it into the vent and listen for what happens.
Okay, so you hear it clink and clank, and the vent goes like a 90-degree angle and starts to head downward after it goes back about 5 feet. And so the candy falls down and it clink, 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 clink as it disappears down there. And then after a minute, you just hear
Oh my God.
Very funny, Rainbow.
I laugh like I just did it. I say, "There's some weird shit in these vents." Like,
Throw another one. Throw another one.
all right, I take out another candy and I throw this one a little harder to get it straight to the back of the vent, so it just kind of dings off and goes straight down.
Are these peppermints?
Okay, so it goes dink, doof, and it just like falls down immediately, and a lot faster this time. You hear.
Are these peppermints you're throwing?
No, they're like fruit hard candies.
Oh, I almost got
I'm gonna
excited.
throw a penny where she threw the candy.
Bunsen, do you want a candy? They're also cherry flavored.
I like peppermints more.
No, I don't have peppermints. Sorry.
Who's the littlest among us? I think that's you, Bunsen. I say we send Bunsen in.
Oh yeah.
How big is this vent, though? I mean, I'd imagine it'd be like the size a cat could crawl through, not a person.
No, so I'm picturing it as a giant cold air return vent, like, and so it's probably
Oh.
like 4 feet across. That's what I'm picturing.
Okay.
So we could probably all fit in it, but I think the safest bet is to send Bunsen.
Yeah, I mean he already has a weapon.
Yeah,
Is he going to be able to take the weapon in there with him easy enough?
let's find out. I start to pick Bunsen up.
I begrudgingly allow this because I don't see what else we're gonna do.
All right, so I help hoist you up, and you climb into the vent. And as you go in, you still have your phone flashlight out.
I do not.
Okay. All right, so you go forward, and you just see this faint light, this faint yellow glow coming from the vent, and as you get to the part where it goes down, you can see that there's a bright yellow light at the bottom. Like it's definitely gets brighter. And as you're going, it tees off to the left and right also. And as you're looking down, you hear from the right.
Do they have an organ in here?
I don't know.
And then
There's a lot of
suddenly-
noises downstairs.
And suddenly it gets super loud, but only you're hearing it. We're not hearing anything.
Yeah, I hear like an organ and like people dying. I
And then
think.
and you start to hear it.
People
You hear more of the organ.
When he says people die, I look at you, Chev, and I say, maybe something is happening down there.
That's what I'm saying. Did someone cut the power and they're trying to rob the place? I think the numbers is just a coincidence. The numbers are shitty.
Probably why it got so cold in here. I wonder if they messed with the HVAC system too.
Bunsen, I need you to roll me a dexterity saving throw. So just a
I hate
d20.
this immediately. 8.
So you go to cover your ears, and you're holding that pipe still, and so you can't quite cover your left ear, and you drop the pipe, and you go to catch the pipe, and as it starts to fall down the vent, and you lose your footing, and you immediately start to fall down this vent.
Rest in peace, me.
Okay. When I see this, can I try my best to dive in and grab one of his legs as I see him start to fall?
Yes, go ahead and roll me an acrobatics check. Okay, all right. So you dive in and you immediately grab a hold of his ankle right as it's about to go over, but you also start to go over into this vent.
I'm gonna grab her.
Okay. Roll me an acrobatics check. All right, so you go to grab her by the ankle, but she slips out of you, and you guys are immediately falling, and we just hear both of you, oh no, hell, like as you're falling down this vent.
How wide are the vents?
So it's about 4 feet wide. So if you spread out, and you could probably try to slow yourself down.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to spread out my knees and the back of my knees and my back so that I don't get skin burn. It's just on my clothes.
Oh, okay. All right. So go ahead and roll me an acrobatics check.
Right.
I guess I don't need to. I'm just gonna say roll.
Yeah.
Doesn't really fucking
that's
matter.
okay.
Okay. So So you instantly are able to slow yourself down. It rips some of your clothing on your pants.
Wait.
And what?
Wait, Miramo's above me.
Well, once we start falling, I'm going to reach my arms out and try to stop myself, just grabbing onto the sides as best I can.
Okay. You roll also.
Oh,
Okay,
bullshit.
so Bunsen manages to slow himself down, and you start to try to slow yourself down, but you didn't think as quickly as Bunsen and use like covered body parts to slow yourself down. So you start to burn, and you have to let go. So you slow down somewhat, but you have to let go, and you come crashing into Bunsen just as he's slowing down above a vent where there's clear light coming through the vent, and you crash into Bunsen, and you and Bunsen both go crashing through the vent, and immediately you guys fall out into the casino floor, and everything, the lights are up, there's people having fun, everything looks normal on the casino floor. And you just come crashing out of the ceiling, onto the floor, a bunch of drywall dust, and the vent, and your pipe, and everything, and a little bit of blood from you guys trying to stop yourselves, and you come falling right out onto the middle of the floor between slot machines, and a bunch of people around, oh! Like, this old lady's like, oh my goodness, as she steps back from her slot machine. And then she after she gathers herself, she's like, "Are you okay, young man?" And she goes to try to help you up.
Question.
Uh-huh.
I never thought I'd ask this to any of you guys, but Mirama, how heavy are you?
I'm a pretty heavy lady.
Yeah, I might not be doing okay.
So Mirama lands on top of you on the floor. It wasn't a long fall because the ceiling's kind of low in this casino, but you definitely both hurt, pretty good. You hurt your ankle, and so you kind of got a little bit of a limp going on right now.
Great.
I rub my hands, I guess because I tried to stop myself with my hands, so I rub my hands a little bit since they're all tore up and hurt. And then I try my best to take my phone out of my pocket and check it again to see if I got a signal now.
You have full signal now.
Okay, I'm going to try to call you on your phone.
Okay. You call me, and I immediately answer, and I just say, "Are you guys okay?"
And I say, "No, we fell down all the way to the ground floor."
I'm
Shit.
probably still laying out on the ground, just.
I'm still turned around. Are you guys? What side of the building are we on?
I think I might have killed Bunsen.
Oh,
Are you sitting on Bunsen? What's going on?
I
No, I'm sitting
tiredly
next to him.
say, I'm not dead. Just.
And I say, "Yeah, he's probably dead." I don't know where we are. I look around. Can I tell where I am in the building?
People around you have their phones out. They're taking pictures and they're calling, whoever they need to call. Two of the casino floor people come over and they immediately sit both of you guys up and say, "What the hell were you two doing in those vents?"
And I tell them about the lights upstairs have gone out and we couldn't find our way out. I think there's a problem up there. Plus, your water pipes are making some crazy noises and there's still people trapped up there.
A likely story. And they both they both grab you and hold you in place because they're clearly going to take you back and interrogate
say,
you because,
Are you fucking kidding me?
I'm too tired to put up a fight.
like, lady, that's what I wanted to say to you. I just wanted to have a quiet shift and then go home to my wife.
No. You're gonna call the police, and we're gonna talk to them about this bullshit you got
Oh,
going
don't
on.
worry,
Can
we're
you still
calling the
hear me? Wait,
police.
can you still hear me on the phone?
Yes, I can.
Okay.
And so I said the lights came back on up here, and I have signal. I'll meet you guys down there. And I'm like, come on, Rainbow, and I bring you with me.
I follow.
I try to
So-
like pull myself away from the grip of the dude's holding me.
We come running down the stairwell as fast as we can at this point. And it seems like it takes forever. And then finally we get down and we notice that we pass floor 3, floor 2, floor 1, and then we're on floor 1. And then I'm like, wait, the numbers are backward again, or forward now. I'm like, whatever, we gotta go find Mirama, and I go through the door, and I bust out onto the casino floor, and I see the mess that you guys have made crashing through the ceiling.
Is there
And,
is there a Bunsen-shaped crater?
Bunsen's embedded into the old crusty carpet. Alright, no, they stand both of you up, and I get down just in time to catch them escorting you guys off to an employee-only door. And I
might
can't.
have to be carried. I'm too tired. Too exhausted from that fall. I get tuckered out really fast.
Well, so you're basically limping, and so they've got a hold of both you and Mirama, and they're walking you over to this door, and they're gonna
I'm very
take you
loudly
in there.
cursing and complaining and making threats against them.
As they approach the side of the casino floor, 2 security guards come running up, and they immediately put cuffs on both of you.
I'm gonna walk up to him and say, "Hey, Bunsen, here. I'm your lawyer. Boy, you're gonna have a hell of a case against these guys after their faulty floors broke out on you. Now they're arresting you."
Yeah, what's
I
your?
don't think
The one guy turns back to you and he says, "Okay, what's your defense for crawling around inside the vents and falling through onto the casino floor, huh? I'd love to
What?
be in that
He
trial."
was walking, and then he just fell through something.
Uh huh.
I
Like,
turn to the guy and say, "It's none of your goddamn business."
These-
what our defense
these
is.
your
We'll talk to the police
accomplices?
about that.
These your accomplices?
You got some kind of bullshit building code going on here, and I am going to talk to my lawyer about it.
So the guards, 2 more guards come out and grab me and Rainbow also. And like, you're with them? And I'm like, well, yeah. And then before I can say anything else, they cuff us too, and they haul us into this room back there and kind of lock us in there, waiting for the police to arrive.
Can we take
Are we
a quick
cuffed in the
10-minute
front
break
or
here?
are we cuffed in the back?
Yeah, let's go ahead and let's actually take a 15-minute break.
Okay,
For
sounds
the
good.
break, are we cuffed in the front or the back?
The back. Our hands are cuffed behind our back. That would be stupid to cuff us in the front. All right.
Back. I'm about to get real southern on this.
15-minute break, and then we'll be back.
Okay, sweet.
I'm back. We'll still be on break, but I'm back if anyone's back. PJ, I'm listening to the stream. I hope someone gets killed.
What was that about, PJ?
He's listening to the
Oh.
stream and he said he hopes someone gets killed. That's not very nice.
It would probably be me. I'd be first to die. Listen, I can't hold my own in arm wrestling for more than 3 seconds against someone that's bad at arm wrestling. I can't stress enough how bad my stamina is.
Oh, Bunsen.
Like, it's actually a condition thing.
That's too funny.
If a chase happens, I'm losing it. Like, I can't stress enough how true that is. Part of it certainly is that I'm out of shape, but it's also a condition thing.
Yeah.
Yes. I could use some sort of physical activity, such as that offered by Ring Fit Adventure, now out on the Nintendo Switch. Not sponsored. This is a joke.
I know.
I'm just specifying to the audience. You know, I hate to admit it,
Uh-huh.
but you're so spot on with the pizza thing that I've actually eaten pizza 2 times today. Because the first time I had a work meeting in the morning, like late morning, and because because those who went there couldn't make it to the cafeteria in time before it closed, or at least barely before it closed, they got us pizza while we were there. And today, because of homecoming on campus, the dining services were closed during the dinner hours, so campus ordered pizza to all the pizza while we were there.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was okay. Jet's Pizza isn't all that great. The first place was like a local place. It was alright. It's basically imagine what you think stock standard pizza tastes like, and it was like that.
Gotcha.
I'm not much of a fan of Jets though. Yeah, yesterday was supposed to be my first payday, but I don't know what happened. They've been not in the system yet.
We've had a few viewers throughout the night. My mom's commented on the Facebook live stream.
Oh, comment.
Just a cry laughing face. I wonder if she even is actually watching or not.
Yeah.
If you're watching, Mom, comment again. This is kind of cool. I'm really liking this Restream.io stuff. We're streaming to like 5 different places right now. Mixer, Twitch, YouTube, Periscope, and Facebook.
Well, you want to play some game after your session tonight?
Probably down.
Alright. What games do you feel like?
Heroes.
That aren't that.
Are you ever going to play that with me?
When the time is right, and I'll tell you the time is not right tonight.
Okay. I don't know.
Like
we can talk about it after.
I'm back.
It's really not, though. Mirma just started playing. It's not the huge... Is Heroes a huge undertaking?
No, it's super easy to pick up real quick and just play like a little bit for a few minutes and then take a break. It's you can play as much or as little as you want. It works really good for somebody like me who's got a million kids to deal with. I got Pokemon fruit snacks.
You got Pokemon fruit snacks?
I do.
Fucking share.
Oh, bitch. Hold on, I'll tell you who I eat.
Give me some of those snacks.
Let me get your snacks, bitch. Oh my god, I haven't seen that in so long.
Shoes.
Okay.
Oh my god, shoes.
First I'm gonna eat A green Bulbasaur. Mm,
I'm gonna down
tastes
some
like
rum.
mine.
You know what was one of the greatest mistakes made in the history of candy?
Chocolate chip cookies?
No, that's not even candy. What?
It's not, you're right.
Are you sure you're not drinking tonight?
No, I'm drinking hot chocolate.
Maybe it was special hot
I'm
chocolate.
glad, I'm glad you have so much confidence in my normal abilities that when I make a mistake, you're like, yeah, you're probably drunk. Now I'm gonna eat Gengar. He's purple.
Gengarken.
Do these resets have Eevee? I wanna eat Eevee.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm browsing.
I forgot to play the break music. Continue.
No.
Alright,
I'm,
what was the mistake?
What mistake?
You said something about what was the greatest mistake in candy. I don't know
Oh,
what it is.
right. Replacing the lime flavor in Skittles with green apple.
Why was that a mistake?
Cause green apple is disgusting.
No, I'm pretty sure they did that on
Lies. Green apple is delicious.
Well, they might have done it on purpose, but that still makes it a mistake.
purpose. I'm gonna eat another Gengar.
A
Not a
mistake is not an
mistake.
accident. Also, I'm browsing Reddit right now, and a post here says, "Today I learned 71% of U.S. youth would not currently qualify for military service due to their health, physical appearance, or educational background."
That's accurate.
Good thing I don't care about military service.
Yeah, good thing I don't have to worry about being drafted.
It's okay. You just have bone spurs and you're good to go.
What?
Never mind. Let's not get political.
I'd rather get Pokemon.
Let's get political. Political.
Ooh, Mirama, do you have Java edition of Pokemon or Java edition of Minecraft?
No, I do not.
Oh,
I mean, I could get it. Like, I bought it years and years ago, but I don't
Alright.
have it right now.
if you do get it, remind me to invite you to play my favorite mod pack.
You need to get in
My
touch
favorite
with
mod.
Rainbow because he's playing the Java edition right now and has no idea you have a server.
Oh, well, I have a mod that I'm afraid of saying it on stream. I don't want them to get in trouble.
I know what mod you're talking about, though.
Yeah, we should play it.
Maybe. I get a lot of other things I play right now, though.
I made a really cool castle. I have some guest
Busy
rooms.
lady.
Welcome back.
I'm back.
I built a really cool castle. You can have one of the guest rooms. It's pretty cool.
Instead, I'm gonna eat this Charmander.
Can I roll persuasion?
It's not gonna work because my schedule's already full.
Not even a 7?
Nope.
What?
Can I tempt you with a 7?
What are we talking about?
I got Pokemon fruit snacks and he wants me to give him one.
That and also, I'm told that you're playing Java edition of Minecraft.
Yep.
Would you like to play on my server someday?
I can try. It'd be mod I've been playing. It's kind of laggy for me.
Ah,
But I can definitely try.
okay.
Alright, let's take just a few more minutes. I just gotta run and take care of some animals and then I'll be back.
Well, how are you gonna run when you hand your handcuffs on you?
Yeah, he put him on himself in real life because he's into that. I'm wearing handcuffs too. I mean, I really wanted to get really into this roleplay here. I didn't even know I need them. I just had them sitting in my basement.
So what's that mod pack you're running, Bunsen?
Oh, I don't know if I want to say it on stream because I don't want the makers to get in trouble legally.
He said Discord text-wise.
Yeah. Who's
Just
Master Rabbit?
imagine if there were some monsters and they were really small and they could probably fit like in a purse or a pocket or something.
Mira, stop! You're gonna ruin it.
And
You're gonna take it away from me.
Do I have to download that, or do I just join your server?
I would help you get it. It's not too hard.
Is it on the Twitch app?
Yes, actually. Or that's used in getting it. It's a custom mod pack.
Okay, I actually have a second bag.
Is it like really heavily modded, or is it just what the
It's
Pokemon?
mostly. We can't say it.
Oh, sorry.
But yeah, it's mainly that. It just has some supporting mods that my friend put on it.
I won't talk about Pokemon ever again.
Talk about Pokemon Go.
Yes, that we're talking about Pokemon Go. Yes, definitely not a questionably legal.
Damn it! Come back.
Did you lose your Gengar?
No, it was a Charizard. Ew, I can't eat that. It's covered in schmutz. Goodbye.
It's covered. Hang on, you were about to eat it before you saw it had something.
Yes, I will eat floor food if it's clean looking.
Bunch will eat it. He doesn't mind too much.
I have children.
The 5-second rules doesn't
Sometimes-
exist.
Sometimes floor food. I don't do the 5-second rule. If it looks like it's covered in shit, I'm not gonna fucking eat it.
So what you're saying it's the 10-second rule, not the 5-second?
It's the 1 nanosecond rule.
It's the I have gross kids and sometimes floor food happens. You know how many times they'll be like, Mom, I dropped my cookie, and I pick it up and I dust it off and I take a bite. I'm like, look, totally fine. I'm not dead yet. Here,
How
have
often
some.
do you get sick?
Not very often.
Like how many times a year?
Maybe twice. I only got sick once last year, but that's because I was pregnant and like. I
Okay,
don't know,
that
I
doesn't
didn't get
count.
sick. Yeah. On average, I say I get sick twice a year. I get sinus infections twice a year,
Hmm.
and that's because I have a deviated septum.
All right, I'm ready when
Fun
you
and
guys
interesting.
are.
Yep.
I just found a video of a large good boy doggo.
A good boy, huh?
Yes, I'm gonna post it in general. Look at this.
Oh yes, he is a very good boy.
Wow.
Very good fluff.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah, he's huge at the end.
Yes. I like how it seems like he's changing colors.
I mean, he kind of is as he ages.
Yeah, especially like the second one, he's like a black dog, but then it turns to like a very light chocolate color.
I think it's because undercoat, that's kind of dog that has like several layers of coat.
Can we take like actually like 5 more minutes?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not in any rush. I'm
Okay.
eating my snacks.
Yeah, well, I guess I should ask, how much later are you guys hoping to go?
I can go forever.
Bunsen,
Okay.
Rainbow, you guys have a limit?
However long until we can still have time to play a game.
Well, I mean, we are playing a game.
Well,
Aren't you having fun?
It's fine.
Ouch.
What? I mean that genuinely.
Damn, Bunsen.
I don't
get
give
too
back-
excited.
I don't give backhanded statements.
I'm having a lot of fun, and I can't wait to punch these security people when the cops. I'm getting in trouble for it.
Bunsen just can't wait for it to end so I can play something else.
No, I didn't mean
I gotta
that.
go play Minecraft on my secret server.
Apparently today was National Belly Rub Day for dogs.
No, I don't have a dog. I just have 3.
You should have
dumbass
just like
cats.
you just went to the store and rubbed people's bellies.
I don't think it applies to humans.
Oh yeah, just walk up to somebody and be like, "What up, dog?" and start rubbing their belly.
I think I would have lost my job.
What if your job is to rub people's bellies?
It is not.
What if it could be?
I don't think it can be.
If you try hard enough, maybe.
I agree. I think you're not
Look,
trying hard
Bunsen,
enough.
I've been around. I think you should rub people's bellies.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, Bunsen, I sent you a message.
Yeah, I saw.
Can you type the?
Why can't you be Eevee? Why do you have to be more Pikachu?
Okay, so it's not in the Twitch app.
No, but basically you would put it onto the Twitch app.
Oh, okay. I thought I could download it while we're waiting.
Oh. I probably won't be playing it tonight. Anyway.
Hey, remember, I think if you like make a really nice pizza, you might be able to get Bunsen to visit you.
What if I don't want him to visit me? No offense.
I'm taking Mr. Krabs.
How am I Mr. Krabs?
No, because that's like a line in SpongeBob. Like, Mr. Krabs just ends the line saying, "No offense," and SpongeBob just says, "None taken, Mr. Krabs."
Oh.
And it's on my mind because my friend keeps watching some episodes of SpongeBob.
I never watched some SpongeBob. I
I
was
feel
too
bad I
old.
didn't know that because I watched the shit out of SpongeBob.
Oh.
Okay, we're gonna pick it back up at 9. Is that fair?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yeah. What time's it now?
8:53.
Okay.
Just take whatever your time is and minus 2 hours.
Bunsen, you can probably order another pizza while we're waiting.
No, all the places are closing in 7 minutes.
Damn, they close early. I live in
Yeah,
the middle of
but
fucking
Bunsen-
nowhere, and our places are still open till midnight at least.
It's almost 11 here.
Bunsen knows all the pizza places' closing times.
No, most of them just close at 11.
When I went to college, the college town I lived in, the pizza places didn't close until bar closed. Or no, they closed an hour after bar closed. After bar time.
Someone needs to make a pizza bar, like acid and eat pizza.
Well, I mean, like around here, you can just get beer wherever you go get pizza. I really want to go eat sushi again.
Who's Sushi?
Yeah, I want to go to the sushi.
Yeah, who is she?
Rainbow. If I met you in person in Vegas, first thing I would do is I'd punch you in the arm. There's a place, like a half-hour away from us, up in Madison, which is the capital of Wisconsin, by the way. And they have an all-you-can-eat sushi place, and the sushi it's okay. It's not like super great, awesome, but it's pretty good. And it's only like $13 to go eat all-you-can-eat sushi, and you can very easily eat $13 worth of sushi.
Mm-hmm. We don't have too many sushi places here.
You know, the town I live in doesn't have a lot of like good food choices. Got some great pizza, but like we don't have like an Indian food place, and we don't have. I mean, we got an okay sushi place. We got a really good steak place.
Like my favorite thing to order when I go out is just to get like a steak.
I really want to go to in St. Louis. There's a really nice Indian. It's like a Indian buffet place. And I wanna.
How do
I
you
really want
take
to
your
go there
steak?
again. Me?
Yeah.
Medium rare.
I'm the same.
Sometimes I like it on the rare side if it's a place I trust.
Hudson, how do you get your steak on your pizza done?
I don't. Steak doesn't belong on pizza.
Shut up. You can put whatever you want on a pizza, you closed-minded fool.
Yeah.
If there's one thing I'm conservative about, it's what you put on pizza.
Can you put bacon on a pizza?
Yeah, but you can put bacon on pizza.
How about
Although,
tomato slices?
I guess. But like, here's the thing about bacon on pizza: it kind of gets washed out by the rest of the flavor of the pizza, so it's kind of a moot point.
How about broccoli on pizza?
That's like pineapple levels.
How about apples
about-
on pizza?
Apples, just eat that on its own. It's fine.
No,
I don't think it.
I want to put it on pizza red sauce. I want to put it on pizza.
Don't you dare! I'll run over there
Oh yeah.
and remove it from your pizza.
Hi, stop by. I just need to check Maggie's pizza, please. Okay.
I just
Come
like
on in.
break in through your window, remove it from your pizza, and just leave.
Eggs on pizza is pretty good.
Just eat the
Breakfast
apples.
pizza is only good if it comes from a gas station.
Breakfast pizza sounds like hogwash.
So at work, every once in a while, they'll buy us all breakfast, and sometimes it's something really good. Like it'll be like
Donuts?
sometimes it's donuts. Sometimes it's like a fruit tray, and some other
You
thing.
eat a flute for breakfast sometimes?
Yeah, I do. I put the whole thing in my. Anyway, sometimes they order breakfast pizza though, and it's actually unfortunately delicious.
Can you
Because
explain to me what this phenomenon is?
of breakfast pizza?
Yeah, what the fuck is a breakfast pizza?
It's white sauce and eggs and sausage or bacon or whatever else you want to put on it.
What is the white sauce?
It's kind of like Alfredo, but it's not Alfredo.
We
Like,
had
I make-
Alfredo once, so it wasn't
I
good.
make a white sauce all the time at home.
You know, it's not like a new phenomenon, right? It's like I had this in like the 90s.
Do you guys want to see a cute owl?
Is it a superb owl?
It is. I
Is
would
it an owl
say-
girl?
It
Is
is
it not
not.
safe for work?
Owl girl.
Isn't Bridgerton an owl?
Do you think PJ's still listening?
Oh.
I feel like so tired. I feel drunk.
Have you guys heard of the subreddit "People Fucking Dying"?
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay, good.
it looks like a poop emoji to me.
Okay, I'm back. You guys ready?
Welcome back. Yes.
Welcome back.
Back.
Sweet. All right, so we're all. Hold on, let me fade out this music.
We were just discussing pizza the whole time it was gone. I kid you not.
Sweet.
Not the whole time, like 29% of the time.
You
He
guys
doesn't
are
like
making me
broccoli on
hungry.
his pizza. Okay. Anyway.
No broccoli on your pizza. That's so good.
Oh yeah, veggie.
I actually
pizza
haven't had that in a long time. I should have that again.
Oh, it's really good. Roasted broccoli pieces. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
with ranch.
That sounds so good. All right. Anyway, we can faintly hear the casino stuff outside the door where we're locked in, and basically we hear one of the guards on the phone. He's like, he's just saying, he's like, yeah, we got him down here. You guys want to come down here and take him into your custody? We got we got to conduct our own internal investigation and see what they messed with. He's just on the phone clearly talking to the police or someone. And I lean over to you, Mirima, and I just say, we got to get out of here. There's no way we're gonna be able to defend what just happened. They're gonna think we're trying to rob the place.
I'm gonna look at the guy on the phone and I'm gonna say, I messed with your mom. And then your dad.
The guy just turns and gives you a big snarl, and then continues talking on the phone.
He's a dog.
I think for a second, and would I still have my purse on me?
So they confiscated everything we had on us, our phones and everything, and they're all sitting on a table across from us. We're all seated on a bench there's like a little like shallow cushion, and our hands are cuffed behind our backs, and we're just kind of waiting on them to figure out what to do with us. So yeah, so your purse is across the way. We are just sitting here, like we're not like strapped to the bench or anything. We're just sitting here with our hands behind our back. So, and he's got his back turned to us while he's on the phone.
Okay, so I give you a look and a nod, and hoping that you can interpret that I'm about to do something, and that you can get the other two to fall in line.
So I turn to you guys, and I kind of just do a little head motion toward Mirima, Bunsen, and Rainbow.
Okay.
So you guys are all watching Mirima now.
So now I lean forward, because I sit up straight, and then I lean forward, and I start doing my best to start crying. Like, big heaping sobs, huge, like, serious cinematic.
All right, roll me a performance check.
We haven't had anything to drink yet.
I hope this is awesome.
Alright, so the guy he turns around and he just shakes his head and goes back to the phone. He's like, yeah, they're trying to pull one over on us. They don't want us to believe or to think that they're up to no good.
I have a heart attack and die.
I pull myself together and I look over at you, Chev, and I kind of shrug, like, I don't know what to do next.
So I look around and I look around the room, and I noticed that the door is actually cracked open, so it's not fully closed, and so I lean over to you, Rainbow. I kind of lean across Mirima because you're on the other side of Mirima, and I lean over to you and I just say, distract him.
I get up and I kick one of them right in the nuts.
Oh my hell! Roll, Rainbow. Roll a d20. All right,
that was almost a good roll.
So you go to kick him, and he kind of moves. He sees you stand up, and kind of moves out of the way a little bit, and you kick him in the leg, and he's like, "What in the hell?" And he comes over there and he sits you back down, and then he doesn't pull his gun out of the holster, but he's a casino guard, so he has a gun. He's got a badge. He's basically a cop, and so he puts his hand on the holster, and he just says, "Sit down." And he says, you're going to get some serious hurt if you don't behave.
I say, oh, nice foreplay there, and I kick him right in the chins.
Roll again. So you go to kick him in the shins, and he grabs you with his free hand by the shoulder, and he shoves you back down into the seat and tells you to sit there. While you've been doing all this, I stood up and I've been walking across the room, and I slowly use my toe to open up the door. And now the door's open, and after he sits you down, he goes back to his phone call and turns his back. And then I motion with my head for all of you to follow.
I try to stealthily get up and run towards the door.
Same.
Okay.
Pretty sneaky too, actually. I walk pretty slowly.
Alright, all of you roll a d20.
Damn it.
Alright. So as I open the door and I say, come on, guys, and then it's a little loud, and the guy turns and looks out the corner of his eye just in time to see Mirima stumble and trip and barely able to catch her balance as we're all headed towards the door. And then I notice that he's seeing us, and I go, run! And so we all go running out into the casino with our hands behind our backs, and we run across the casino here, and then I say, this way, and I start to head down this corridor this way, and I'm going to reveal that here. Let's see, mask mode. Okay, there you go. And so I scream, run, and we run up the steps, and we're running down. Now there's all these shops over here. There's a buffet, and there's a steakhouse, and so there's a bank of elevators, and we're running past everything here. And there's an escalator down at the end of the corridor, and I'm like, the escalator! And so we run toward the escalator, and we're just as we're about to get to the escalator, suddenly the sound behind us stops. And all the sound in the casino, everything kind of stops, and then the lights kind of dim and flicker a little bit, and suddenly we hear a very loud.
Hello, kids. Happy birthday.
As these clowns immediately come out of all the shops around us. All the people are gone. Everything that was there is gone. And these clowns, there's a short clown, and there's a tall clown, and there's a medium-sized clown, and there's a bunch of them, and they're all, just imagine just the most absurd caricatures of clowns that you can think of, and they just kind of surround us, and they're honking their horns, and they're twisting balloon animals at us, and they just very, very menacingly, and also just kind of weirdly playfully just kind of dancing around us like, hello, welcome, thanks for coming.
I let out a terrified scream.
I do too. It's like, what the fuck?
Is this what alcohol does?
Alright, so they're continuing, and let me switch this to the lower volume. Let's
I keep
see.
screaming, and I want to try to kick out at one of them.
Okay, hold on. Let me get these ambient sounds going. There we go. Okay, and so yeah, so they're dancing around us, and you tried to kick one of them. Is that what you said?
Yeah, just one that crosses in front of me.
Okay, roll a d20.
I'm gonna ask one of them if they have a key. Do you have a key?
All right, so you kick one of them square in the chest, and he goes flying back to the elevator. And right as he hits it's not the elevator, the escalator. And right as he hits the escalator, you just hear a couple of those. Let's see. Here we go. I don't know how to play more than one at a time, but just like a bunch of horn sounds, and then he kind of just evaporates into a puff of smoke. And then all of a sudden, these other clowns gather around, and they're getting closer, and they're like, naughty, naughty! And one of them comes in, and he leans forward into you, Mirama, and he has a little flower on his chest, and he pulls out his hand, and there's like a little bulbous like thing in his hand. He squeezes it twice, and some sort of substance squirts out of the flower right into your face, and it burns your eyes. And you're just like, ah! Your eyes are just completely burning from whatever this. It's like pepper spray, basically. He sprays you in the eyes, and he's like, play stupid games, win stupid prizes, and then he keeps dancing around.
I resume terrified screaming.
I try to ask them what these freaks want.
And so as you ask, they stop and they go, what do we want? We want you.
What do you mean?
Right this way, and they send you. They point towards the escalator and kind of do like a little bow and a gesture.
I say, do you have any keys?
What keys? What do you need keys for?
I turn around and I show him the cuffs.
And he's like, you won't be needing keys. And he kind of kicks you in the ass and pushes you forward, and you almost lose your balance as he kicks you towards the escalator.
How long does this stuff burn for?
It burns for quite a while, so I'm trying to help guide you. So I'm like, come on, we got it. They're gesturing us this way, and I kind of kind of brush up against your shoulder so you can feel where I'm headed. I'm like,
Okay.
follow me this way, and so I head towards the escalator.
All right, I follow you as best as I can.
Okay, and then Rainbow, as you're bringing up the rear, you realize that your cuffs feel a little loose, almost like they didn't latch them all the way, or like maybe you could weasel your hand out of one of the cuffs.
All right, I'm gonna try to wiggle my arm out of the
Okay,
cuffs.
roll me a d20. All right, so suddenly you realize that it's not closed around your wrist as tight as the other one is, and you are able to free your left hand from the cuffs, and that left cuff falls and dangles from your right wrist. And you're bringing up the rear here, and one of these clowns starts to come up and starts to walk around behind you like he's going to kick you in the ass again. Do you do anything?
I'm gonna brace myself so it doesn't do anything.
Okay, but do you turn at all?
No.
Okay, so he walks around and he's like, "Oh, what do we have here?" And he grabs the cuff that's dangling from your wrist and kind of pulls you backward and turns you around with it. And he just says, "You're not supposed to be free." And he goes to cuff you again.
I take the cuff and I cuff him.
You cuff it to him. roll me a d20. Yes. So, and as he's holding the cuff and he's like, "Naughty, naughty," and then suddenly you grab the other cuff and you cuff it to his wrist. He's like, "What? No!" And he's like trying to get it off. "Where's the keys?" And the other one's like, "Keys, no keys." They're like dancing around. They don't seem to care that he got himself into a kerfuffle.
I light up a joint and I blow the smoke right in his face.
You can't light a joint. Your own hand is not free. Alright, so he's trying to wrench himself away, and he's like, "Well, I guess if we have to go the hard way," and then he pulls out a little hacksaw from behind him, and he puts the hacksaw down towards your wrist, and he starts to
I
go
start spinning.
back and forth. You spin? Okay, roll another 20.
Really fast and hard.
Nice. Alright, so you throw him forward, like you spin, and you throw him into the middle of the group between me, Mirma, and Bunsen. And immediately I turn and I'm like, "Now!" And I start kicking him. Do you guys follow suit?
Yeah.
As
All
best as I can.
Alright, so we all start kicking him, and he's like, "No, no, and then poof, he just disappears in a puff of smoke. And he's gone now, and your cuff is now dangling free again, Rainbow, except for now it's like closed. It's not open. It's just closed over nothing.
So, at part of this crowd around us, can I try to like roundhouse kick a bunch of them?
Sure. Roll me a d20. Okay, so you raise your leg and you go to spin around and kick, and one of them grabs you by the ankle and he goes, "Ah, ah, ah!" And then he twists your leg, so you fall prone on the ground. And then him and another dude with their big giant clown shoes proceed to start kicking you.
Guys, will help.
And they're honking their horns and everything again.
I'm gonna try to
Help.
headbutt one of the ones kicking Bunsen.
You're okay. Go ahead. What do you do?
Headbutt one of the ones that's kicking Bunsen.
Oh, headbutt. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So roll me a d20 then.
Yeah.
All right, so you go to headbutt one of the ones that's kicking Bunsen there, and you hit his arm, but it just kind of squeaks. This was like with a little clown horn, just like that, and your head kind of bounces off, and he's just like, "Oh, nice try," and then he does a little twirl, and then tries to kick you in the chest.
What handcuff is the handcuff on my arm? Is that my left or my right?
Your right arm. Your left hand is free, and your right arm has the cuffs hanging off of it.
I'm gonna put the handcuffs so they're like brass knuckles, and I'm gonna punch one of them.
So Mirma, he kicks you in the chest, and you fall backward onto the floor. And then, as you fall, though, you notice that your fingers are feeling a set of keys or something behind you on the ground.
Okay. I want to try to I can realize that they're keys, right? Pretty obviously.
Yeah. So you scoop them up, and you realize they're keys. Are you gonna try and stick them in the cuff hole?
Yeah.
Okay.
I immediately try to unlock my cuffs.
All right. Go ahead and roll me a d20. Okay. All right. So your hands are sweaty. You're super nervous and terrified. You're not able to maneuver the key into the slot yet. And so you're continuing to fiddle with it as we just barely kicked one of the clowns, and he vanished into a puff of smoke. And another one comes and tries to punch you, Bunsen, and he just says, "Up the escalator!" And he tries to smack you on the back of the head.
Wait, I'm still on the ground.
Yeah, he's trying to kick you forward, like get up, go, like move. And he slaps you on the head, and you're like, "Ow!" as your head kind of snaps forward. And he's like, up now, up the escalator."
I'm gonna try to trip him.
Okay. How do you do that? You stick out your leg?
I try to sweep my leg under him.
All right, D20.
Oh, that was almost 20.
Nice. All right, well, you trip him, but he manages to catch the handrail of the escalator, and immediately he just says, "More stupid games," and he tries to kick you right in the face, and he misses. As he goes to kick you, his leg flies by you, and then you kick him.
Yeah, I kick him, and I say, "Here's your stupid prize."
All right, roll a d20. Alright, so you go to kick him, and as he misses kicking Bunsen, then grabs your foot and twists your foot and tries to throw you on the ground. And does so. So he twists your ankle, and you go flying onto the ground. You're now prone, just like Bunsen. And he just says, "You're not very dexterous."
I want to try to wrap my 2 legs around his legs and try to spin myself to try to knock him down that way.
Alright, another d20.
Damn it.
Alright, so being on the ground, it's pretty hard for you to get a hold of this guy. I go ahead and I try to grab him from behind and like put him in a chokehold. Let's see how I do with that. Alright, so I'm able to grab him and hold him, but I can't quite get my arm around his throat. So I'm holding him grappled basically in front of me. Mirma, you are on the ground. Are you going to try and use the keys again?
Yeah, I was about to say, I want to give these keys another shot.
Okay, go ahead and roll. Alright, so again, the keys slip. You're not able to. Do you try to stand up or anything, or is that it for now?
I'm gonna say sitting on the ground to keep on trying to work with these dang keys.
Okay. The clowns are continuing to dance around you guys in a circle, and they're just kind of laughing at you guys for your continuous failures. I'm holding this one, and I whisper in his ear, like, "You're going to die, clown." And then I try to strangle him one more time, try to get him into the crook of my elbow. And I do so. So I'm able to get my arm right under his chin, and I squeeze him tight. Rainbow, you're the nearest one. Do you try to do anything to him while I'm holding him?
I'm gonna sit on him.
Well, you're prone, so you can like grab at his legs or stand up and do something.
Can I roll over on him?
Well, so him and I are standing. Does that make sense? You're on the ground at his feet. Okay, so you stand up. Do you do anything? You try to punch him or anything?
I'm gonna flop down on him.
Okay, so you try to flop towards him. Go ahead and roll a d20.
Did that register or no? It said 19.
I didn't see anything.
I think I hit like 2 above us. It did say 19 though.
No, the 19 was the GM roll.
Yeah, I'm looking at the dice. It says 19 right there.
Just roll it again. There we go. Okay. Jeez, you guys are unlucky tonight. All right, so you go to kind of just throw your body at him, and he manages to pull me out of the way a little bit and to dodge you. Kind of pulls me forward, and you actually slam into me, and I loosen my grip on him, and I have to re-tighten my grip. I'm able to hang on to him, and then I ask him, like, "What's going on here? Who do you work for? What are you?" And he just laughs, and he's just like, "For me to know and for you to find out." And he keeps dancing around trying to break free of my grasp as he kind of jams his little clown fingernails into my arms.
I'm gonna bite his nose.
All right, roll a d20. Alright, so you go to bite him, and he kicks you in the leg, and he's just like, "Nice try!" Do either of you two try anything else? You want to try the keys again, Mirma?
Yeah, I'm gonna try them keys again.
Okay, go ahead and try the keys.
Alright.
I'm gonna try to stand up.
All right.
Oh, nice.
Finally.
After fucking with the cuffs for long enough with the keys, you finally free yourself, and you stand up, and immediately you're right next to Rainbow. You free Rainbow, and you free all in one go. I'm still trying to grapple this guy from behind him. And you come up to me, and I have one cuff dangling off of my wrist, and you see the other one is kind of busted. As I fell backwards against the wall, it smashed the cuff, and so I was able to grapple him. And so you can free my other hand if you want to.
I'm gonna cuff his legs together.
All right, roll a d20. All right, so you go down to cuff his legs, and he kicks outward again and kicks you in the face, and you kind of fall back with some pain on your face as you were not able to cuff him. I go ahead and I try to kick him also, since I have a hold of him. I go to kick him, and because I still have him held, I actually lose my footing, and he falls backward on top of me. So I'm now prone, and he falls right on top of me. I still have him by the throat, though.
I want to try to grapple his torso and suplex him behind me.
Okay. All right, roll.
As he rolls, I think that we should never use this theme again. We should go back to the old one. It's giving us bad rolls.
All right, so you are able to suplex him off of me, and as you do, as you land your final blow, poof, he just poofs into a puff of smoke with a little clown horn.
How heavy was he, coincidentally?
Just your average, probably 175-pound humanoid.
Just your average haunted clown, you know.
Yeah, average haunted clown. All right.
I'm gonna try to take off the or I'm gonna bring the keys over to take the cuffs off your hand.
Okay, there is one more clown, but he is running up the escalator now, and he's like, no, 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 I'm going to tell her.
I'm gonna chuck my cuffs at him.
Okay, roll a d20.
Can I assist him?
Sure, roll with advantage, Rainbow. All right, so you check the cuffs. They hit him, and he's like, ow! But he keeps going up the escalator.
I'm gonna throw my cuffs at him.
I'm gonna assist him.
Okay, all right, roll with advantage.
Oops, that didn't roll. There we go.
Nice.
All right, nice. So you throw your cuffs right at him, and he's like, I'm going to tell her. Oh, as the cuffs go right through his head, and he puffs, or poofs into a puff of smoke. And the cuffs go flying, and they land on the escalator and continue to go upward.
Nice.
Okay, and immediately I have. Did you free my other hand from the cuffs, or is it still dangling from my wrist?
Yeah, I went to go take the cuffs off you.
Okay, that's right. All right. So I have my cuffs. I throw them on the ground, and I'm like, hey, they wanted us to go up the escalator. I'm not sure if we should go that way.
Yeah,
when we look around, what are the lights still kind of flickering and off and stuff?
Yeah, so everything's back to the way it was. It's all nice and creepy. There's a spooky ambience in the background. It's definitely ominous. The lights are flickering. Only the emergency lights are on where possible. Some of the lights are still on, but they're flickering on and off.
Can I go back? Wait, no, I don't want to go up the escalator. I was considering going up the escalator to retrieve my cuffs as a throwing weapon, but probably not a good idea.
Oh, why don't we just head to the pizza place and have a piece of pizza, have Benson calm down, and we'll think of something.
If we head back there, though, the security guards are back there.
So as you turn and you look back there, you actually see, you suddenly catch a glimpse, just briefly, of, it looks like the casino is busy again, and the guards are around and everything, but they kind of look faded out like ghosts, almost like they exist on another plane. Seeing this, I immediately turn to the escalator and I look back at the ghosts, and then they kind of vanish from view, and then they kind of flicker back into view again, and then they vanish from view one more time. And I just say, well, I don't know what's going on. Maybe we're all high, but I say we press forward.
I light up and I start pressing forward.
I turn to Rainbow and I say, "Are we dead?"
I turn to Chev and I say, "Nice place you picked out."
I
Yeah.
look at Mirror and
Okay,
say,
Bunsen, blame me.
I look at Mirror and I say, well, were we ever will in the first place?
I just give you a look like, stop fucking around with me.
What is today? But yesterday's tomorrow.
So as you guys are discussing what we should do, you guys suddenly see me kind of stop, and I kind of go a little like pale, and I'm looking up to the top of the escalator, and I point, and I kind of stammer out that the entrance to the theme park. And you guys all look up, and you see this shadowy, dark figure up at the top, and it disappears into the darkness behind where our visibility.
Well, I don't think we can go back.
Well, whatever is going on, we got to figure out how to get the hell out of this.
I agree. I don't know what that was, but I think we have to go confront it. I don't know how else we're gonna figure out what this shit is that's going on. It's too much to be an elaborate prank at this point, isn't it?
I grab Bunsen by the back of the neck and kind of push him like, you go first. I'll be right behind you. And then I pat him on the back.
And then I fall in line behind Mirama.
Hang on. Is there anything I could find around as a makeshift weapon?
You do still have your pipe.
I thought you lost it.
Yeah,
Your pipe was on that table out the door. I'll let you say you grabbed it if you wanted to.
Okay.
I'm gonna look around on the ground floor just below the escalator and see if there's any weapons around. Makeshift weapons.
Could we say I grabbed my purse too?
Sure, yeah. You guys grabbed everything off the table on your way out the door. You would have been able to just turn your cuffed hands behind your back to the table and snatch it as you go out the door, so it wouldn't have been hard.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Do I see any weapons?
I mean, you can investigate more if you want to, but nothing immediate in the immediate vicinity. It's a pretty open area. It's just that crappy, crusty old clown carpet that I described earlier. And then there's these businesses out to the side, but they're all dark and mysterious right now because of the state of whatever plane of existence you are on.
I continue up.
All right, so you guys all make your way up the escalator. Bunsen first, or did you resist that?
I mean, I guess.
All right, so Bunsen, right as you approach the top of the escalator, you see a giant entrance to the adventure theme park, and you see a big sign, and there's a faint light, coming from inside, and you watch as the shadowy figure briefly steps into the light and then passes back into the shadows, and you catch a glimpse, and it looked like a young woman.
I've been waiting for you guys.
I don't like this.
I push past, and I suddenly feel like I recognize the voice, and I step into the theme park, and inside the theme park it's a giant pink dome. It's basically it's an indoor theme park, and so they have this giant pink kind of translucent dome over the whole thing. So even when it's cold weather or whatever, they can still operate this thing. It's not exposed to the elements. And so as we step inside, but it's all dark. Only the emergency lights are on, like I told you guys before. Just a periodic red light around. I think I'm replaying what I just heard in my mind over and over, and then I look and I see just a glint of this light coming from the center of this adventure dome. And it's glinting off of this figure, and I look and I recognize the silhouette, and I just say, Nikki?
I hope you've had fun with my witchy shenanigans.
This is all you're doing?
Wait a second. So you did set this prank up?
It wasn't me, I swear. Nikki's supposed to be home in Utah. This can't be Nikki. What's going on here? And I walk up next to you, Bunsen, and I'm just like, is that really you? I call her towards you.
Me?
Towards Nikki.
Oh.
Yes, it's me.
Why are you doing this? Why are you torturing us?
There's only one way to cure a witch's aphantasia, and I need to sacrifice people and still their imaginations.
Yeah, I thought you were okay with your aphantasia. I thought we had this figured out.
I will have it figured out.
And as she says that, suddenly a bunch of floating candles come swirling down from the top of this dome, and they land in these little runes on the floor, all forming the points of a pentagon. And in the center of a pentagon is like a sacrificial slab, and it's covered in blood, and there's all sorts of like this little like bits of bone and flesh littered about. And she raises her arms above her head, and these candles jump up from the runes and switch places, and then set down on these other runes, and then they glow a lot brighter, and a flame comes from the center altar, and everything heats up, and the whole place lights up.
If we look back towards the way that we came in, what do we see?
Sorry, pentagram, not pentagon. Sorry, what'd you ask me?
If we look back towards the way that we came in, what do we see?
So as you turn, I'm glad you asked, because right as you turn, Nikki notices you turning to look towards the exit, and she whips her hand a little bit, like gestures, and poof, these two big giant doors close behind you.
I throw my rod at Nikki.
I step off the pentagram and I look at Nikki and say, "Well, you can't get blood out of a turnip."
So go ahead and roll, Bunsen, for your throwing the rod.
All right. Does anyone assist me?
No, because I don't think anyone's expecting you. You know,
Okay.
it's happening too fast. Alright, so Bunsen, you go to throw the rod, but you forget to let go. As you throw it, you kind of swing it all the way around, and you hit yourself in the shin, and then you fall prone, holding your shin like, ah, ah, yeah. And as you do that, Nikki just kind of laughs. She laughs an evil laugh, and then she motions her hands again, and these two like dark flying creatures come fluttering out of the darkness above, and they come down and they land on your shoulders, Bunsen, and you realize they're two giant vampire bats, and they're like as they grab you with their hands, and so they're surprisingly strong.
I still have my rod, right?
Well, yeah, you do. You still have it, but you're like holding your shin, so it's kind of sitting next to you. You can try to grab it real fast if you want.
I look at Bunsen and I yell at him, "It's okay. They're not real. Vampires don't exist."
I do grab the rod really quick.
Okay, so roll for it.
And I want to try to. I guess I'm close enough. I want to try to punch at one of these bats too.
All right, so you're very, very briefly able to grab the rod as you're being pulled the direction you're going, but you only grab it with like two fingers, and then it slips free and rolls away, ding 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 ding, and it rolls off into the darkness. And these two bats pull you onto this sacrificial slab, and two more of these bats come down, and the heads of these bats almost look cat-like, and they're almost like they're black bats, but the heads are like multicolored. And
little ruse, they're gonna get you.
and these two bats grab you by the ankles, and all four of these bats hold you over this sacrificial slab, and then you watch as this giant beaker, a giant like cauldron like thing starts to lift off the ground at the foot of the sacrificial slab, and it hovers over the top of you about 10 feet. And the cauldron begins to tip. Does anybody try to do anything?
Can I try to grab Bunsen's weapon?
Yes. So you watched it roll off into the shadows, basically, kind of off this direction. So you could definitely go over there and try to find it if you want.
Yeah, I want to do that.
Okay, roll for it. God, these rolls are awful tonight.
I don't like
All right,
this place anymore.
So you walk into the shadows and you can't see anything, and you're feeling around for it, and you heard it kind of go this direction, but you can't seem to find it. I'm just still kind of in shock that my wife is here and she's the one that's the evil demon torturing us, and I kind of step out into the light and I'm like, Bunsen, no! And I turn to Nikki. I'm like, Nikki, why? Like imagination is not that. It's not as all it's cracked up to be.
Whatever.
Can I
You guys
try to-
have so much fun without me.
Can I try to kick like the bats holding my ankles? Can I try to like kick them off?
Sure, go ahead and
Little
roll.
poopsies.
My poor little poopsies. All right, bud. So you futilely try to kick at these bats. The bats just like, and they hold you down.
Whichever these dice
Eat
weighted.
you.
I promise this is just some shitty luck. Is it Friday the 13th today? And I try to talk Nikki down, and I just say, Nikki, don't. We're just out here to have some fun, and I'm gonna come back home, and we're gonna go back to our normal lives, and I promise we'll find some stuff we can do together. Well, it doesn't have to. You don't have to have imagination. It's okay.
But I want an imagination.
All right, Mirma, as you're fumbling around in the dark, you finally managed to find the pipe that you were looking for.
Okay, and I'm gonna go over and so those bat cat things are still holding down Bunsen, right?
So here, I'll put Bunsen out in the middle here, and then you come around me. I'm over here kind of trying to convince Nikki. Oh, and this is dumb. I should have had her in here the whole time. There you go.
Nikki's a giant.
There you go. She's off over here, just kind of directing things as they occur. And Rainbow, you are off to the side of Mirma. I assume you're going to take a swing at one of those bats?
Yeah.
No,
but
I'm
one of
not-
the
I'm
ones-
not-
Before
I'm
you
gonna
do
let
that, what
Nikki
did you do,
go.
Rainbow?
Sorry, what?
You go ahead first in your mirror.
Okay. I want to go ahead and swing at one of the ones on one of his shoulders.
Oh, okay. All right, so you have to step a little bit closer then, because his feet are toward you, so his shoulders are up, kind of facing that direction.
Okay.
And so you go to take a swing. Go ahead and roll. All right, so you take a swing and you manage to hit the bat, but the bat doesn't budge, and the bat just kind of turns to you and goes, and just kind of bares its like vampire bat fangs at you through its multicolored furry
Can I
head.
take that? Can I take that as a chance to try to struggle out of it again?
Sure, go ahead.
And as he does that, I'm going to look at Nikki and go, "This is silly. There's lots of people out there that we can kill for their imagination."
That's an interesting idea.
See, yeah. Listen to Rainbow. We can all plot to take someone else's imagination. It doesn't have to be us. You don't need to
Oh,
be jealous of
yeah.
us.
Let's kill the security guards.
Yeah, the security guards, the jerk security guards.
Do they have good imaginations, though?
Probably. I mean, they imagined us doing a bunch of crazy shit upstairs.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
I had a hand in that.
You
How do you do that if you don't have an imagination?
I have powers.
Since when?
No.
I didn't know you had these powers. Why didn't you just tell me? And so as I say that,
Sacrifice you first.
as I say that, the bats, you try to break free, Bunsen, but the bats just hold you against the sacrificial slab even tighter, and this cauldron tips, and a little droplet of this green acidic liquid pours out of the cauldron and drips right onto your chest, and it burns, and it starts to eat through your flesh and through your shirt.
In that order, what?
Through your shirt and then your flesh. Are you happy?
Yes.
Yeah, are you sure you want his imagination?
Point.
Yeah, see, my imagination's terrible. You don't want my imagination. Let Bunsen go.
I bet we could get those security guards up here. Just, go over to him and be like, look, we took the cuffs off. It'd be super easy.
Yeah.
And so, as you guys are saying this, this acid starts to eat away at the flesh on Bunsen's chest, exposing ribs. Bunsen, you're barely hanging on to life at this point, as you're breathing in and out heavy. You guys can actually see his lungs as he's like trying to hang on to life.
I'm going to take my
I throw a
jacket off and
pizza.
throw it over him.
You what?
I throw a pizza over him. So
Pizza.
How do you just have a pizza?
Yeah, this isn't Looney Tunes. What did you say you do, Mirma?
I take my jacket off and I throw it over top of him.
Okay. So you throw your jacket over the top of him, and he continues to scream as it burns.
I'm gonna look at Nikki and say, you don't want his imagination. You'd be thinking nonstop of, not safe for work goo girls.
And so suddenly, as we guys are arguing, suddenly Bunsen's body goes limp, and his screaming stops. And as this acid consumes the rest of his body, this essence, this gaseous sort of essence, emanates from the altar and shoots upward about 3 feet, and then coalesces into a sphere, and then it starts to crackle a little bit with energy, and then Nikki holds out her hands with a grin as it starts to approach her. Do you say anything? Do you say anything, Nikki?
First one is completed.
And this essence absorbs into her hands, and then and kind of goes up her arms, and she just kind of breathes in deep as she's and suddenly you are able to picture in your head more extravagant ways of extracting the essence from your next victims.
And she has a craving for pizza,
and you crave pizza.
Wait a second. Why do you need a bunch of us of our imaginations? Isn't one enough?
No.
She says, "Why?" She says, "Why have one when I can have many?"
Yeah.
Those security guards, they were jerks. It would be ethical for you to go and get them instead of us.
So as you trying to tuck her down, Mirma, these bats immediately left the altar, and they come and they grab you. And 2 bats grab onto your wrists and start to drag you toward the altar.
I want to try to grab one of them by the head with one of my hands. I know they got both of them, but I want to try to grab one by the head.
Okay, go ahead and roll. So you fail completely as you try to grab them, and then immediately 2 other bats grab you by the ankles and pull your legs out from underneath you. So you're completely incapacitated as they basically hover you over to this altar and hold you down this altar. And these bats are pretty big. They're bigger than a bat you're probably imagining, like a 3-foot bat, just like holding you down, like a little midget bat.
I kind of imagine that their heads were still cat-sized, though. So
yes, they are.
I can grab a cat's head.
And they strap you down to the altar, and I'm like, Mirma, no! And then I turn to Nikki, and I'm like, Nikki, you gotta stop this!
Nope.
All right, so the cauldron begins to tip again, and I immediately rush over and I grab the pipe that you... Wait, what did you do with the pipe last? You tried to swing it, right?
Yeah. And
so you still had it.
Yeah.
Okay, when you rolled that one, you definitely dropped it. So I go and I pick it up, and I go to swing at one of the bats holding your ankles to the altar.
And I lick the other bat.
I hit the bat, and the bat goes, but it doesn't budge.
I'm gonna lick the other bat.
You're gonna lick it? All right.
It's gonna eat your face.
I'm not even sure if I should have you roll. What's licking it gonna do? you
Get super disgusted and try to fly away.
You lick the bat, and the bat immediately turns around and it tries to sink its fangs into you. Let's see. And it does so, and sinks its fangs into your neck, and you feel this burning sensation like start to go through your carotid artery as you just like it rushes into your brain. Your head gets hot, your chest starts to get hot, and you fall on your knees, and you don't know what to do at the moment as it starts to take over you. This venom or whatever it is.
That's what you get for licking my baby.
And I yell, "You'll get nothing from me."
The cauldron can...
In a last-ditch attempt to bargain my way out of this, they say, wait! I got cookies upstairs in our room, and you can definitely have some, and they're great.
Yeah, and there's more pizza up there. You said you craved pizza.
But if I get your imagination, maybe I'll have recipes in my head.
All right, so the cauldron continues to tip again, and another droplet pours out, and this droplet lands as you're struggling, Mirma. It lands on your face, and the flesh on your face starts to peel from the bone.
I scream, I guess, as best as I can with a melty face.
All the recipes are mine.
Alright, so at this point, I'm getting pretty upset. And I take the pipe, and I'm finally like, I can't believe I'm about to do this to my wife, who I loved. And I go to swing the pipe at her. And I manage to hit you right in the head and knock you down prone. And you fall to the ground. You fall to the ground, and I walk over and I say, you have one last chance to reconsider. I love you. Don't do this.
No.
Do you reconsider?
Nope.
Nope. All right. I take one more swing with the pipe to see if I can knock you out. As I do, I swing the pipe and it hits the ground and clinks off the ground. As I miss, you kind of just roll out of the way, and you stand back up and you hold your hands outward. And let me roll this. And you go to push me back with some sort of unseen force, but I also managed to sidestep out of the way. And you push a bunch of debris and stuff behind me, a bunch of boxes and things that were stacked up against this wall go flying across the room. But I managed to get out of the way, and I go running over to Rainbow, and I say, Rainbow! Miriam is on the altar, and I'm like, are you okay, Rainbow? And you suddenly you start to feel a little bit better, but you can't see. You've gone completely blind. Yeah, you're completely blind.
That's what I say. I can't see, and either way, imagination or eyeballs.
I'm like, come on, we got to get out of here. I don't know if there's anything else we can do. And I try one more time to swing the pipe against one of the bats to see if I can free Mirma, even though it seems like a lost cause. I swing the pipe. The pipe hits the bat, and the bat just hisses again. It continues to hold Mirma down. Yeah, and at this point, you scream stop, and your head just completely disintegrates. And your body gets absorbed into this liquid and turns into this gaseous essence, which immediately rises above the altar and coalesces into a sphere.
Yeah, enjoy those recipes and enjoy the other things my imagination has.
And then Nikki sits up and she holds her hands out, and this ball of essence rushes towards her and absorbs into her hands. And again, cookies. And I'm like, Rainbow, come on, hold on to my hand. And I hold my arm out and grab your arm, and I start to head toward the exit. And then I realize as we get to the exit that the doors are closed, and I don't know where to go. And so we start to run.
Never escape.
We start to run around the perimeter here. All right.
The old run around in circles strategy.
Yeah, let's go ahead and roll and see how well we get to get away. Nope. Nope.
My backs at you.
We both go running around, and there's a carousel going on right around the corner. And as we run around toward this carousel, we trip over some of the horses and stuff as we're trying to make our way through it to get to the other side. And Nikki catches up behind us. What'd you say, Nikki?
Said you'll never get away.
You'll never get away. All right, so Nikki holds out her hands and she tries to use her powers to bring us closer, but she only manages to bring one of the horses off of the carousel, and it breaks free from its pole that's holding it to the carousel and flies towards her, and she kind of motions her hands to the right as it goes flying by her, and then she's just like, I will get you, and we start to make our way through the other side of the carousel. And she doesn't even bother running. She's just slowly walking up behind us. You look up, I look up and I see this weird glowing essence swirling around at the top of this dome in the Adventure Dome. And there's these weird runes all over the top of this dome. And I realized that this dome must have had some kind of amplification effect. It must be, for some reason she wanted to use this dome to conduct her seance. And absorb our powers, and so I lean back to you, Rainbow, and I say, I think this dome has something to do with what Nikki's got going on, and I said, let's run into this cave, and there's this big fake mountain in the middle, and it's got like a roller coaster that kind of goes around it and through it. And I run into the middle of that cave, and I bring you with me. And I say, "Be quiet, be quiet." And then we stop and we listen as Nikki goes walking around, and she just says, "You can run, but you can't hide." And so we sit there quietly. Do you do anything, Nikki? What would you do?
My bats are sniffing around for you, and they have excellent noses.
Okay, so let's go ahead and roll for the bats here. Let's roll bat 1, bat 2, bat 3, and bat 4. Alright, so bat 3 and bat 4 immediately come swooping down from the other side of this cave in this direction here, and they kind of like hiss and squeak and stuff, and Nikki hears it. She's like, "Thank you, my pretties," as she strolls up to the cavern, and she's like, "I found you," and then she holds out her hand, and it glows, this bright orange glow, and illuminates the cavern, and immediately I'm like, "Shit!" and I run out towards this side, and those two bats grab me by the shoulders, and you lose my grasp, Rainbow, as I'm pulled away by these bats, and I'm pulled over to this altar and strapped down to this altar. I go ahead and try to resist. Oh shit! I resist, and I manage to break free of these two bats. And I run off of this altar, and I run over here, and I'm now separated from you, Rainbow. But I managed to punch both of these bats off of my wrists as I run this way. Nikki approaches you, Rainbow, and she holds out her hand, and she tries to grab you by the throat, basically with her force power.
Okay.
As she grabs you, you feel like you can shake free, and so you're able to break free, and you just kind of go running off in the direction that you can feel air coming from. You can't see anything, but that would be this way. And you run over to the sacrificial slab, and you run. You kind of almost fall over it, and then these two bats come down and immediately grab your ankles, and you try to resist. And one bat you manage to kick in the face, and it goes as it's kicked back a foot. But the other one grabs your other ankle, and then the other one grabs your ankle also and holds you onto this altar that you've now tripped over. And they're trying to turn you over, though, because you're draped over it on your stomach, and apparently you need to be on your back. I come back up, and I say again to you, babe, I say, "Will you stop? You already destroyed two of our friends."
We'll never stop. It's all the imagination.
All right, so you raise your hand and you try to grab me also by the neck, and you're able to do so, and you hold me in place. I'm kind of like on my tippy toes, basically struggling to breathe, while you hold out your other hand and strap Rainbow's wrists outward as the other two bats that I escaped from come down and hold his wrists down. Rainbow, you try to resist, and that's with disadvantage. Shit. Alright, you try to resist, but Nikki and the bats holding you down it's hopeless. And that cauldron tips again, and a droplet drips onto your chest, and it begins to burn. Do you
You'll
scream?
get nothing from me.
You scream, "You'll get nothing from me," as it starts to burn through your chest, and your chest cavity gets exposed, and I say no as I'm trying to free myself from Nikki's grip, and I desperately try to free myself, but I can't. And Rainbow, you are slowly consumed by the acid while I'm helpless, and your essence coalesces, and Nikki absorbs the essence, and suddenly she gets your imagination as well, and she realizes
How
that
would she get my imagination?
hold on, you're jumping the gun, and she as she absorbs your essence and your imagination, she realizes that nothing really changed. And she's like, "Well, that was a waste." And then Nikki turns to me and points and says, "Now you." She goes to throw me onto this altar, and the bats grab me again and strap me to the altar as well. I try to resist. I managed to free myself from one of the bats, but they just grab me again and hold me down. and then suddenly this cauldron drips this droplet onto my face, and it burns, and I scream, "No!" And slowly I'm consumed, and Nikki absorbs my essence.
I'm cured.
And we all succumbed to the demon that night.
And then now I
Total
can go.
party kill.
Now I can go play D&D.
Now Nikki's gonna go play D&D on her own podcast.
We call it with advantage.
With advantage! With a big advantage. And that's it. That's our one shot. I promise the outcome was not set. It was all dice rolls, you guys. It was all shitty dice rolls.
I want some cookies now.
I want pizza. All right. Well, thanks everybody for listening to our bonus Halloween episode of With Disadvantage. I was your host and GM, Chev, and with us today was our special guest, Nikki. I couldn't introduce her up front, so I'll introduce you now and say goodbye. That is my wife, and then Mirama, Rainbow, and Bunsen. You guys want to say goodbye?
Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.